All right, all right, all right. We'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of the Gangster Chronicles podcast. I am Big Steele with my dog.
Yeah.
You know, I just heard, man, right now, fresh off the presses, man. Old boy don't mess around and bought BET, Tyler Perry.
Go to check.
Do that over. You ain't even introduced the guest.
Well, I'm going to bring him in as a thing. We just doing the news.
Oh, okay.
We do a little news and stuff first. And
Okay.
I'll start over, though.
Okay, yeah.
Since you don't cut me off.
Yeah, fuck it.
Here we go. Hey, it's another episode of the Gangster Chronicles podcast, and I am Big Steele with my dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you know I just heard fresh off the presses, man, your boy Tyler Perry don't mess around and bought BET. He could have checked. That's a big bag. I don't know how much he bought it for.
$2 billion.
$2 billion?
$2 billion. Plus.
And that voice you hear in the background that came in, we got a special guest today, is the homeboy Alonzo. Y'all noticed over the past few weeks, you know, we had a little bit of dialogue.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit of dialogue.
But we still welcome our peoples to the show, man. So, you know, y'all give it up for Lonzo.
Yeah,
Still gonna come.
Yes, indeed.
How much you think he paid for Alonzo?
I was like, right around $2 billion, Doc. Right around. I heard the whole conversation on the way over here.
On $2 billion?
$2 billion. Right about $2 billion.
What is that sound, man? What you got over there? Alarms going off and shit?
I can turn this goddamn watch off. I turned my phone off. The goddamn watch still.
Yeah, I'm not fancy. I ain't never.
I can talking to someone like Dick Tracy and shit.
Yeah, that's like my son, man. My son is with all that technology and shit. I'm still spinning my shit back and shit.
One thing about these phone companies, they stay with some accessories and shit to charge the motherfucker. My wife hit me one day, said, "Oh, they got the Apple Watch on sale. Can you give me one?" I said, "What's the Apple Watch?" And I guess she be on her phone, her watch.
Yeah, they like fucking like what's the
old school Dick Tracy, man.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was gonna say. Dick Tracy, like a motherfucker.
Right.
Get smart on a motherfucker around here.
Nigga pull off his shoe and start talking this over with.
Yeah, so shit.
So Tyler Perry, huh?
Yeah, Tyler Perry bought it, man. I wonder what you go see, because it seemed like, you know, I applaud, man, any brother, man, that has built what he built, because I first heard. When my mama was still living in Cleveland, that's the first time I heard of Tyler Perry. She had a bunch of VHS tapes with these plays he was doing on there. And I saw her, my auntie, and even my wife. They was all captivated by that shit. And I said, man, this dude got something going. So just seeing a brother come from where he come from, being homeless, to owning a major network now.
Right.
You know, it's crazy, man. Whether you like his movies or not, you know what I mean? You still got to applaud it, brother.
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of the movies.
You know what?
I'm a fan of the struggle and the hustle and the come up. And, you know, he came from, you know, living in his car and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So the climb is you know, I applaud him on his success. But I'm not a fan of them. I've never really sat down and watched a Tyler Perry movie.
Now, I'm a little different. I like his movies. If you want to get high and have a good-ass laugh, watch his movies. But I can't watch his TV shows.
Okay.
I cannot watch.
So
I tried to.
There's a difference between
big difference.
Okay.
I think they like pornos. Like, here go the scenario. Just make up some shit as you go. Because you're one character takes forever to say some shit.
Well, the thing is, if you seen one, you kind of seen them all.
I just seen them all.
You kind of seen them all because it's the same narrative. It's a black woman on there that's mad about something. Either her man done cheated on her something. It's a villainous ass ex-boyfriend, and it's a simp that come in to save the day. They wind up getting into a fight with the dude, and they always in a small ass town somewhere.
And they probably gonna let you slide into the goddamn movie.
So do you feel his movies make us look fucked up as the black man?
He got some movies that does make us look fucked up, but now I noticed when he plays in the movies himself, not as Medea. Like that one movie he did, it was a good solid movie. I forgot the name of it. It was he ended up marrying this chick that was homeless with a daughter and shit. That was a good anyway, yeah, he got some movies on both sides of the fence. Keep it in 100. That's that movie called, man. Goddamn. Alex something, man.
Are you a fan?
Alex Cross, thank you, Alex Cross.
I'm a fan of him as a person, his struggle and stuff. The movies is cool. I ain't mad at the movies. I watch them, like you said, when you sitting up smoking a joint or something and you just chilling, they cool to watch because my wife liked them motherfuckers. So she watched them, and usually I wind up watching. We all wind up watching what our women like to watch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't be arguing.
I don't like to watch. I don't like to watch what the woman like to watch.
You don't watch TV with your girl?
No.
See, you a cold nigga.
No.
I don't know how you get away with that.
That's why we got. That's why it's bedrooms with TVs, because usually I'm in the other room watching what I want to watch. I don't want to watch some Lifetime program or some. Women be watching some crazy shit, man. So yeah, I'll stick to my sports or ESPN or some news shit. I don't watch no fucking where they gonna be turning around looking at you weird and shit after the program go off and shit.
Yeah, well,
fuck that shit.
Let me make
Why
sure
you
we
don't do me like that?
let me make sure we reporting on things accurately. This is what they said. There's been a lot of speculation about who would eventually purchase the BET brand from Paramount Global. It appears billionaire filmmaker studio owner Tyler Perry is the front runner to be BET's next owner. Over the last several months, multiple individuals have expressed interest in buying BET. Hip-hop artists, moguls Diddy and 50 Cent were named as potential buyers. A new report from the streamer claims Perry would take control of BET Media for an undisclosed amount. Perry previously signed a multi-year joint venture between Tyler Perry Studios and BET streaming service. BET Productions. Hold on, my thing just cut out. But anyway, he's buying it, man. 53 years old, man. This man went from being homeless to buying a major piece of black intellectual property. And I think it's dope that we keeping it black, man. I applaud that brother, man. I don't think he's the greatest filmmaker in the world. He's got a lot better.
Right.
But I applaud it, dog. This dude owned his own studios in Atlanta. That place is impressive as hell.
Right.
And he's doing this motherfucking thing. He's definitely a trailblazer. As were you, Lonzo, because I know you like playing with that NWA acronym. Not without Lonzo.
Alonzo.
Yes, indeed.
Not without Lonzo. Lonzo said, wouldn't nobody NWA?
CMW?
CMW. He just said CMW.
I did say CMW. CMW, NWA, CIA, and a bunch of other initials and littles and lokes and shit. Wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be doing what they doing.
So you had
That's why I came down today, man.
You came down today. Lonzo said he wasn't having it. He said, not without Lonzo. Not without Lonzo.
A lot of niggas came through Lonzo's presence as far as, that door as far as getting getting a shot into the music biz, because there was not a lot of fucking West Coast artists here before, Lonzo, the Wrecking Crew, and shit, I couldn't even name nobody before then, if you ask me.
Tiny T was for me. Tiny T came out right. We came up real close.
I listened to Todd because, Todd was from my neighborhood. He was from Tragnew.
Okay.
So Todd had TDK tapes. That's where I knew Todd from. I knew Wrecking Crew from Surgery, the 12-inch. That's where I got introduced to the Wrecking Crew. But as far as records, all I knew was y'all as far as putting out records. Were you, Egypt,
Right.
Unknown had Techno Hop.
Right.
He was putting out, bass records and the first fucking Ice T records.
Right.
Then you had fucking Dream Team and Rockberry Jam and all of that. So
that shit right there was all because we were all dance promoters, all DJs. The whole era, the whole generation was totally different back then. All we did was gave dances and chase chicks. That's all we did.
So that's
made
why
records.
That's why y'all music kind of was.
That's why That's why we had Jerry curls. That's why we had them suits on. We trying to get laid and have some fun. Okay.
Let me ask you one. It's just one thing I want to know, bro. What was up with that era with all the?
We got that shit from Tour de France, man. That shit was the hottest shit in the club at the time, man. Look at Kraftwerk. All Wrecking Crew, Egypt.
That's why
Egyptian
I say
Lover.
a lot of our shit was dance records.
Wrecking Crew, Egyptian Lover, fucking out of New York, Soul Sonic Force. That was the shit. That and vocoders. Okay, the mechanical shit. That's all. That was the musical sound. That was like our fucking version of goddamn auto tune. Okay, it was like that. That was our shit for that era. Okay, everybody has something they do different in every era, and for the dance sets at that time, everybody was breathing on their records. Okay, nigga had asthma, he couldn't make a motherfucking record. Okay,
That's what a damn sure sound like a nigga in the background just.
and see, and we got this shit we got it from Kraftwerk. Listen to Kraftwerk.
So when did you notice, as like you said, that was your era? When did you feel and notice that hip hop, so to speak, started changing?
Hip hop started changing for us around 86, 87. Because we started in 82. I started in 82. But West Coast hip hop started changing around 86, 87. Because we made Turn Off the Lights. That was around the same year that Dre them left right after Turn Off the Lights and formed NWA. And y'all came up right behind them. So it was like the late 80s. And Ice-T had already done his thing. But even then, it hadn't officially changed over completely because we still was doing dances and shit. It was like we was in that curve. With that mix, it's still niggas still dancing, but everybody just started banging. They still dancing, but they started banging. And all of a sudden, they stopped dancing and started banging. The whole thing just changed completely. And even when we would go on tour, when I first started going on tour, all we played was R&B groups. It was Wrecking Crew, fucking Mary Jane Girls, Morris Day and the Time, shit like that. Then around the second or third year, we started seeing Force MDs and other acts like that. Okay, because even the West Coast, even the East Coast acts were doing more like an R&B thing. You had the Force MDs and even Cold Mo D, though he was a rapper, his music was R&B music type. Okay, so by the time my last tour with NWA, I never forget, it was NWA, Eazy-E, Just Ice, and Ice-T, and World Class Record Group. We the headliner. Because Turn Off the Lights is the hottest record of all this shit, right? Eazy and them just starting up. We just broke up. But Dre and Yella them was with Eazy and them, and we on tour with all these gangsters. So I'm like, I'm telling you, because Jerry Heller was my manager, I'm like, dude, how are we on this? This ain't gonna work for us. Now, we had the biggest song. Wasn't nobody checking for Eazy and them like that just yet. They was only getting minimum wage, $1,500 now. I'm getting $7-8 grand. Mm-hmm. Okay? Ice-T he still was Ice-T. He always been Ice-T. He getting a little probably get the same amount as I am, but because I had the biggest record, I was considered a draw at that time. But they had all these gangster acts on the show, and that's when the whole thing changed for us, because now you can't get laid after the show no more. You got to fight.
Oh, so
the whole goddamn thing changed. Huh?
There was a lot of bullshit in the tour?
Oh, it was bullshit then. By that time, I picked up Battle Cat, Richie Rich, and Mona Lisa to do Turn Off the Lights. So Battle Cat was a young 19-year-old kid straight out of the 60s, rolling with me on tour for the first time.
That's what I was going to say. Who did you get to replace Dre and Yella?
Battle Cat was replacing Dre. Richie Rich, he was with the Dream Team for a minute. And Mona Lisa, who sang Lovers in the first time, that's who the song was written for in the first place, ended up doing the song that Michel'le's parts.
Is that right? So when Dre left, Michel'le bounced too?
Yeah. Michel'le was never part of the Wrecking Crew. She was just like a work-for-hire type situation. She was...
I watched her movie. I think I called you because I was at home watching her I think her movie was on BET.
It was one of them Lifetime movies.
Yeah, one of them Lifetimes, yeah.
I
A lot of crying and shit and all that.
They had you and that motherfucker. I said, they got the homie up in here. I need to ask him, is this shit true? Man, you found her in the store?
Of all the shits, man, that was probably the biggest lie I ever told. Of all the shit I've ever done, niggas have lied on me in all kind of ways. They lied on me and Jesus all the time. And they lied on me more than they did Jesus, okay? And now she did work at a store, but I was not walking through no goddamn store looking for a pair of socks. I ain't wear fucking socks, man. I just showed y'all that for the goddamn, I didn't wear socks that much. So then they had me smoking cigarettes, pacing outside the studio, waiting for her to get off the bus. Man, that's some bullshit. Anybody know, any woman that work with me gonna get a ride to and from the goddamn studio.
And they had it like you was intervening in her and Dre's little issues.
I ain't
they
get,
was having too.
dude, when they started fucking around, I didn't know they was fucking around.
Mm.
I didn't know they was fucking around until after they left.
Wow.
Whole different situation, doc.
So let me ask you this, Lonzo. Dre had met her through y'all interactions up at
Yeah.
the studio.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. I thought that might have been his chick or something like that.
I mean, dude, Michel'le was like 18. She just graduated high school, and she would come to the studio, hang out sometime, but she didn't hang out with the fellas all the time. Sometimes she'd go on the pad, kick it with Rose and D and them.
Mm-hmm.
He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose and would be around the pad. Were you there? Yeah, Rose, yeah, that's right. You had Tanya, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, I forgot about that shit.
Shut up, Lonzo.
Lonzo, tell the
That
homies.
nigga, he don't know. I tell you, nigga, I know all the goddamn dirt. Okay, now he gonna be. He fixing his hat now. See, I didn't hit a nerve. Anyway, she was kicking in the pad a lot of times, and usually I'd get up, either me or one of the fellas would get up and take her home. I had no idea her and Dre had any kind of interaction.
So you never saw none of this. I like to be careful on what you say. Man, 'cause now,
Yeah, because I'll be telling you about what you be
yeah,
questions.
I don't want to become that type of messy ass podcaster. You know what I mean? Putting out shit. You know, but
Yeah, because we always got to keep his ass off of certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he likes to, walk that thin line sometimes.
the alleged abuse that was going on at the time, you never saw.
Never
none of
saw
that.
it.
Never saw none of that.
Never
Okay.
saw it. Never saw
That was
it.
something because I know these movies have a
That's
tendency.
that Lifetime shit,
Yeah,
man.
they
You
have a
got to
tendency
be
to
tear
embellish,
jerkers
you know what I
and
mean?
shit, man. Come
You
on.
got to remember also, at that time, excuse me, I know why I'm coughing. At that time, at my house, nobody drank except for Slip. Them, I didn't see no 8-ball till the nigga showed up.
Yeah.
To the
Them
gangster
niggas
niggas
come with
showed up
8-ball and all
young
kind of shit. Okay,
Yeah.
Dre and them didn't drink. We didn't even smoke weed or nothing. These youngsters brought all the bad habits to my house.
Yeah,
So
we came with the gangster shit.
Was it a shock to you when you saw Dre make that transition into doing the type of music he was doing?
Yeah, I mean the music was always good. Okay,
Yeah, Dre is a
But
bad motherfucker.
I just was like, I knew all the guys personally. They never came off to me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These guys they came at to me cool, but I knew where they were from. They was different. I never saw them do anything, but they had a different vibe about them. I watched Dre. I knew Dre. I knew Cube. I knew Yella. I knew their vibe was totally different. So it kind of blew me away. And they gonna do what? Okay, cool. If y'all buy it, they sell it and y'all buy it, get a receipt and go home.
That's it right there. Now, let me ask you this, and this is about the business part because you were signed to Techno Pop, right?
They go hop.
Techno hop.
You were signed to Techno Hop.
Yeah.
Was it standard practice back then because he wasn't signed, CMW wasn't signed to you outside of the one project, but it can almost be misconstrued as exploitation kind of because they took, like Unknown took Eight's publishing.
Now, that right there, I can't speak on. Simply because when I did a compilation album, one of my things was to try and get everybody a deal.
Mm-hmm.
On that first compilation, 8 got picked up, PG-13 got picked up, Vanilla C got picked up.
What happened to the West Coast distributors?
Man, we went broke. We went fucking broke.
Because that was the plan.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, the company West Coast Record Distributors was the first company owned by artists. Me, Rudy from the Dream Team, Unknown, and Egypt. It was my idea. I put all these cats together. We drove down to San Diego to the NARM convention, National Association of Record Merchandisers, cut a deal with the labels where they buy from us. They said, yeah, if y'all do it, we'll buy from you. We shot back to L.A., went to Rainbow Records in Santa Monica, talked to Steve. Say, Steve, we leave them a cola. We got people that said they'll buy from us. Will you press our records? He said, yes. How much you going to charge us? He going to charge you the regular. I said, you going to charge us the regular price? He said, yeah. We need a line of credit. He gave me, Egypt, Rudy, and Unknown $25,000 line of credit. Not a piece of paperwork in the motherfucking room. $100,000 credit line for Rainbow Records. Not a piece of paper, just based on our selling ability. My first project was CMW. I'd been there about 6-8 months. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. First project was Compton Compilation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd been there about 6-8 months, and what we did not know is that one of our partners was buying shit and getting advances on, because back then in the independent record situation, you could go to the distributor. Hey, look, I got a new project coming out. I need advance on my product. Okay, but because we were a distributor, they took it against the distribution company and not that particular label. So whoever's product came out, they just got their money from that. Y'all got to figure it out for yourselves.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? We're gonna charge this $10,000, $20,000 to the fucking distribution company. So when y'all come out, instead of y'all getting when we build the shit, we're gonna get our $20,000 back. I don't care whose product it is. So when it came down to it, the compilation was the next project coming through. So it got caught up in their shit. So now I got to go to the Egyptian Lover, and hey man, y'all owe me $80,000. We sold like 10, 15,000 copies like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we were selling CDs. We was building them at like $9.50 a piece.
Yeah.
So that was $80,000. Minus pressing.
Did you ever get your money from Egyptian?
Never got my goddamn money. Never got the money.
And see the thing about distribution too. When you got a label situation set up, whatever record falters,
Right.
it's
Come
gonna
off
get
the top.
Off a thing. That's why they don't mind giving you advances, because
Right.
they got a line of records coming up.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing about the record industry. Most cats don't understand. It's about your credibility. So if you got 4 labels that's under one distribution company, somebody gonna drop a record in the next few months.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna get my money back one way or another. I don't care who it is. I just want my money back. Y'all figure out who y'all gonna charge it back to, and that's where the shit got fucked up at. So now they were supposed to drop some shit to offset our shit, and we end up falling out after that. So now we got stuck with we get stuck with the pressing bill. So they got hit with the pressing bill. You follow me? Mm-hmm. So they got hit with the pressing bill. So now my money is tied up in their advances. They get stuck with the pressing bill. So now everybody mad.
So who did the Egyptian Lover and them go get the advance from?
Man, probably California record distributors. And see, here's the bad part about it. He don't know what happened because he wasn't running his own label. His girlfriend was running his label.
So she went and got the bread.
She went and got the bread, and then we sat down a few years later. This bitch was stealing from everybody.
It's always a motherfucker stealing, and that's what I was gonna say, because I know in these movies they always show it's a big bad white man somewhere stealing some shit.
Right.
And I said, man, it seemed like the brothers was doing niggas worse than the motherfucking people.
We all finally sat down and came, because, niggas for a while was like, hot, dude, you owe me this. These niggas looking at me crazy. I'm looking at y'all crazy. Everybody looking at everybody crazy. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? So after niggas calmed down and had a conversation one day, well, man, well, what about this right here? Oh, man, I did this. I thought this. I thought that. What the fuck? By this time, him and the old girl that broke up, she gone. And then I found out from another partner of mine about, because here's the crazy part about it. I ain't tell y'all this shit. We had, me and my partner Charles, we had got a deal for the Compton compilation with I think it was CBS or Sony, one of them two. I tell you the guy's name. His name is Toby Emmerich. He's one of the biggest motherfucking movie executives right now in the fucking country. His name is Toby Emmerich. Okay, he left the record division, went to the movie division. He came to L.A., met with me and Charles at the Beverly Hills Hotel. It's a true story. I ain't told this one to Dusty yet. And me and Charles, we rolling down there, and we said, all right, man, anything past $75,000, we gonna sell this motherfucker, cash everybody out. We good. Get down there. He was in a hurry. Look, wait, fellas, I heard your product. I like what you guys did. We offered $100,000. We kicked the other on the table like bitches. Trying not to smile this shit. $100,000. Okay, cool. We good, right? Monday morning, want to call you Monday morning, do the paperwork. I'm there bright and early Monday morning. Charles had a dentist appointment that day. So I'm there at 8:30, waiting on the phone to ring.
That motherfucking dentist appointment.
I'm waiting for the phone to ring. 12 o'clock, the phone ain't ring. 3 o'clock, the phone ain't ring. Charles is here. Now, man, what happened? I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, put a pin right there. We never heard from CBS again, right? Never heard from these cats again. Never heard from them. My partner, who I'm still in business with right to this day, at that time, he was answering the phone for us at West Coast. And he didn't know what was going on. So I said, man, I'll never forget that time we had to deal with CBS, man. It was for Compton compilation album, and CBS just flaked out. No, I'm sorry. Back up. I'm sorry. I said, yeah, man. I saw Lisa one day at the Spectrum place. I'm paying my cable bill. She walked in and smiled real funny. Hey, Lonzo, how you doing? And all of a sudden, she acted like she left her wallet in the car. And I said, I thought that was crazy. He said she probably thought she was gonna kick her ass. Why I'm gonna kick her ass? Oh man, that's a deal you had for that compilation album. She told Sylvia Rowe you didn't want it. You changed your mind. Bitch cost me $100,000, man. For real talk.
She went up there and told the people that she didn't want it.
The people did call that day. What he told me was, he said, if you get any calls for Lonzo or Charles, send them to me. Okay? So when the phone call, he didn't know what was going on. They called looking for me. He sent the call to her. So then she says, they had a meeting and they changed their mind. She thought it was funny and cute. So we were trying to figure out what happened to the phone call, because she didn't want. Bottom line, it was straight up fucking old school haterade. Bottom line. So when she saw me at Spectrum, she thought I was gonna kick her ass. I didn't know she had done what she had done yet. She knew what she had did, but she didn't know. I didn't know what she had done. So it wasn't until later on we had the conversation till it all fucking came around 360.
Why would she do some shit like that?
Dude, you have to understand. Back then, we was very competitive, man.
Yeah, shit was shady back then.
Shit was shady, dude. Shit was real, especially in the record business. So everybody, because you got to understand, even though we was dance promoters, I'm still Wrecking Crew. He's still Uncle Jam's Army. And that motherfucking feud, nigga, you just can't. We couldn't get over that shit. For Wrecking Crew to get a hit for 100,000 was going to offset the balance of power back then. And that's what it comes down. That's what it boiled down to. Okay, and as far as I can think, that was just some old school. I can fuck over this nigga because we had some issues back in the day, man, that you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't believe, dude.
What was the biggest issues? Was it did gangsterism get involved? Like, what was it?
I had to kick a lot of ass back in the day as a DJ, because niggas didn't want to pay you sometime. In the record industry, we didn't get that much gangsterism in the beginning. Now I had to go to Michel'le and put a gangster mash down on his ass. The shit Ice Cube did in the movie, he got that from me. I did that to Michel'le first. When I made Turn Off the Lights, that motherfucker, he had called them all back in. He had like 20,000 copies in the warehouse. I said, it was like on Monday. I said, hey man, I'm gonna come back and get them records on Thursday. All right, no problem. I happened to fall back to Michel'le on Tuesday. Half of them was gone. Where the fuck my records at, man? Oh, I had to crush them up because they didn't have no space.
So you broke your record?
No.
Hell no.
So that's a lie he said.
Backdoor the motherfucker.
Then his secretary, white girl, we break her off from time to time. She keep us up on the latest scoop from that motherfucker. Your records, she sent me a note. She said, so I called her back. Your records are on Pico and so-and-so street. Sure enough, I pulled up. They unloading my shit. So I went back to Michel'le the next day. Unknown called the motherfucker. Said, hey, I don't know what you did to Lonzo. That motherfucker's coming to kick your ass down. I walked in that motherfucker. I grabbed this goddamn golf club, and I started tearing this office up. That motherfucker started throwing me some motherfucking stacks of money. Let me about $7,500.
Yeah.
Yes. I went back the rest of the next day and got the rest of my goddamn records. No bullshit.
Let me ask you this, man, because you've been depicted in a lot of movies now. And that's all I can go off because I wasn't there back then. The way they paint your character in these movies is that you had a very great dislike of hip-hop, that you didn't like it.
That's the biggest lie I ever fucking told, man. I'm
Yeah.
the first motherfucker to bring a hip-hop act to Los Angeles. I'm the first one to bring Curtis Blow and Run DMC to L.A.
No, let's say they say he didn't like gangster shit.
No.
That's what they're saying.
No. Understand this.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Understand this. When it came to NWA, my only problem with them was the fucking name, man. I'm born in the 50s. I'm 66 fucking years old. As I grew up as a young man in Compton, when I heard somebody call somebody a nigger, it was a negative connotation. It was nothing. It was not a term of endearment. It was not a term of endearment. My daddy saw, oh, look at that nigga. Oh, my God. That nigga, don't nigga your car up. Shit like that. That's my daddy told me that shit. So I couldn't get with the name. Second of all, when they first came out, they were not doing gangster rap. They were doing reality rap. Something to dance to. Panic Zone. Charles Wright songs. What you know what I'm talking about? When they was in jail. Express Yourself.
Yeah.
That was what they was doing. Where I think the biggest problem we had on the West Coast is, man, is people don't realize, most of the cats don't know what the fuck I had to go through to get this shit, keep this shit going. I'm not going to take credit by myself. I can't do that. I cannot sit there and tell you Lonzo did the West Coast by himself. That's bullshit. Lonzo had Roger Clayton from Uncle Jam's Army, rest in peace. Unknown DJ. We the three musketeers of this shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm the only one doing the goddamn talking, though.
And see, I know you can't speak for Unknown, and I don't know that brother.
Right.
But if Eiht would have had some legal representation, because you wasn't even 18 yet, was you?
No.
And so took Eiht's publishing. And I ain't trying to hold you accountable for that.
Let me tell you something. This is what I say when it comes to. I always tell niggas had to pay their dues. That's why I look at it like now. I'm 52 years old. But I tell every nigga that a lot of us had to pay our dues when it came to getting into the music business. I had no fucking idea how I was going to actually make a record. I used to be in the garage at the homie house making TDK tapes like Toddy T, talking about the hood, rapping about gangster shit and niggas who sold dope and the homie who went to the fucking jail last night. So by the chance meeting of Lonzo, getting on the Compton compilation is how we met Unknown. Unknown had Techno Hop. Unknown had Eiht Steele, Your Dog in the Wax, You Don't Quit, songs like that. He had King T. He had The Coolest and You Better Bring a Gun. So from there, going to Lonzo's, fucking with Slip, we met Unknown. Unknown had Techno Hop. I think we put out a fucking...
An EP.
We put out an EP on cassette. This is Compton. It had 3 songs on it, I think. Give It Up, This is Compton, I Give Up Nothing. The plan was, what Unknown told us, was that our record was finna come out through West Coast record distributors.
Okay.
That's what he told us. So I guess at the time, that's when y'all was going through y'all shit.
Yeah, we still cool, but shit changed.
Shit started changing, and then Unknown ended up meeting, I forgot the dude name.
John Smith?
No. He ended up meeting a white dude who worked for Par Records. They had Par Records back then.
Chuck Fassett.
Yes. And through Chuck, he met, I forgot the dude's name, but the dude had ties with Orpheus and Capitol.
Right.
So Unknown took them This is Compton demo. He met Charles Huggins and some white dude who he ended up working for Morgan Creek, the film company. It was a white dude. But they took the This is Compton EP, took it up there, and that's how Unknown got a deal for us. Now, I signed a recording. Honestly, I know shit about publishing. I know shit about it. I know nothing about writing your own songs and none of that shit. I was fucking 17, 18-year-old kid from Compton. I wanted to make records. That was my dream. You get me? Nigga was in the hood every day, selling dope, getting shot at. So it was my dream to, you get me, to make records. I didn't know technical shit. Unknown, I signed a contract with Unknown. It was a recording contract. I ain't know nothing about publishing. Unknown took a publishing exhibit and he stapled it on the back of the recording contract. That's how he was able to control the publishing. So, but I didn't know.
You get your writers?
No. Unknown didn't give me nothing.
You're supposed to get even if you got the publishing, you're supposed to get your writers.
I didn't get anything. Unknown.
That's
Unknown. I think Capitol gave Orpheus $250. Charles pocketed $160. Just fuck it. And then that left Unknown with $90,000 for us to do the first CMW record. And I don't know, I might have got about maybe $7,500.
He gave me $1,500 as a parting gift. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. He gave me about, I don't know, maybe $75,000. I really couldn't tell you. I was just a kid happy because I had a record contract.
Well, you got the Suzuki too, right?
Yeah, I got the Suzuki.
You have brakes on this motherfucker?
Yeah. Unknown gave me the Suzuki, and he gave me about...
He gave you his Suzuki?
Yeah, he gave me the Suzuki. Yeah, the Suzuki Cindy used to drive.
Right.
And I had the Suzuki, and nigga, we was mashing. Nigga, 6 a.m. radio stations at K-Day. And, I'm writing all the songs, Slip doing beats, I think we did like 3 records up under Unknown, under Big Beat, before I started going. I'm still living on Johnson Street. You get me? Unknown had moved to Encino. Unknown had the German Shepherd.
Killer dog.
Yeah.
Motherfucker spoke German. Dog just speak English.
That nigga said the dog spoke. Hell yeah.
Nine.
So, but...
How much Unknown spent on that dog?
Shit, at least about 15, 20 grand.
Like that
yeah.
Custom trained.
Yeah.
Whole 9 yards.
Nigga, I'm still living on Johnson Street, driving a Suzuki around. And so I'm like, we got into it one day because I started going on the road. And a nigga took $1,000 out my checking account because, he was cool with the bank. He went into my checking account, took $1,000 out, and went and bought me a portable DAT machine. I said, nigga, I don't need that motherfucking shit. What the fuck I need nigga, I need my money. I don't need a DAT machine. He was like, nigga, you stupid. You need to, and from that day, we fell out. And...
he couldn't even go buy the DAT machine for you.
I remember we was at the studio. We was at Slips that night. And I was pissed off that the nigga had spent $1,000 of my money. We was over Slips getting low. Slip used to get loaded as a motherfucker. We at Slips' house getting loaded. Unknown over there, too. He leave his checkbook. Me and Slip go through his checkbook. We seen he had just got a publishing deal with MCA for like $70,000. And they gave me $2,500. I wrote every fucking song on Music to Drive By, on fucking Straight Checking Them, on fucking It's a Compton thing. He gave me $2,500 and walked away with 60, whatever he walked away with. And that's when I said, I got to give me an attorney. And that's when we split the deal. And that's when I finally was able to break away from Unknown. And I never tried to sue him. I never tried to do none of that shit. I chalked it up as I had to pay my fucking dues. You get me? That's where I looked at it. I never had any regrets about it. Other niggas was like, nigga, if I was with you, nigga, we would have went at that nigga. But I looked at it as, how else would I have gotten the business? You feel me?
Price of admission.
So that's what I looked at it as. And I tell every nigga, I had to pay my dues. And if that's what you want to chalk it up as paying my dues, because in the end of it, I'm here right now. My career went, it went cool. I didn't hit Dre and Snoop status, but like I tell niggas every day, I'm comfortable where I'm at. You feel me? I don't have no regrets at all.
You know what, dude? I can respect that, man. I tell cats all the time, man, you should have did nothing. That ain't what I do, man. It's just certain shit I don't do. Okay? When you got to understand, going back to hip hop for a minute. Hip hop at one point in time was just like House Party versus Boys in the Hood, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching you watching House Party on one channel, then you turn your channel and there's Boys in the Hood. That's how this shit changed. Niggas went from Gumby haircuts and dancing around and hopping around and shit to shooting at motherfuckers, just like that. Crack, dude, that's how it flipped up. Crack changed everything. I didn't see the major effect on it because by the time the E didn't feel it, because niggas were still snorting powder cocaine at the E. That was the drug, powder cocaine and Sherm.
We couldn't come up to the Eve, man.
That was the fucking drugs. And then by the time I got to do those, my crowd got younger, so I didn't see a lot of drugs. Plus, I had the police at the front door. I didn't see a lot of drugs. My neighborhood changed. Where I grew up at changed because cats were selling pills. Now they were selling weed, but now they starting to sell crack. And shit started changing real hard in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Hell yeah.
I went back to the Eve again.
Man.
I went back to the Eve in the 90s.
Man.
I went back
to come up to the Eve. I was like, boy, it's treacherous around there.
Okay.
Eve after dark was that bad?
Man.
When I came back in the 90s,
man,
it was rough for me.
Man, that neighborhood was no joke around there.
When I first opened the Eve up in 79, I wore a suit to work every day. Not because I had to, because I wanted to. That was the vibe of the Eve. When I came back in 92, nigga, I had to wear jeans and tennis shoes every day because niggas was fighting.
Man, niggas.
It wasn't even a party no more. It was waiting to see how many niggas gonna fight tonight.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sit in the office. I used to be a time I go to my office, have me a girl back. Should be stop. People be listening to this shit. I be getting caught up on this shit. But I'd had company, and now I got to walk the floor like my security guards, man. I went dressed like I am right now.
Eve was right in the middle of the hood.
It was a whole different thing, dude.
Where was the Eve located at?
Man, on motherfucking Avalon and El Segundo. You got Eugene Village down the street. You got Athens Park. You got the motherfucking Centennial right down to the 1-5, the 135.
Right down the street.
The
Gardena right around the corner.
Man, it's surrounded by nothing but the blood homies.
So y'all ain't never perform up there?
Man, I think I went up to the Eve one time, man, and we snuck up in there. That place was treacherous, man.
Now, if you came with my brother with a shotgun, you was all right. My brother ran with the shotguns. But he went to school in Gardena, but he lived with my mama. My daddy had a pad in Gardena. So he would hang with the Bloods during the evening time, but go to school with the Crips with the shotguns. But my daddy had a line cutting service. We cut lines in the 135. So I knew everybody, and because I never gang bang, I got a music pass because I'm the DJ. Oh, that's the DJ. He cool. That was my thing. That's why I never tripped on shit like that. Because I had the music, and I was doing parties since 1976 everywhere. Watts, Compton, Gardena, essays, didn't make no damn difference. So the music was always my pass, but when I got to the Eve, I got a different kind of pass. So that's Lonzo's spot. He don't really gangbang. But everybody knew they knew where it was. So they came respectful when they did come, even like Snake Puppy from LA Dream Team. He told me many a time, him and the Egyptian Lover used to walk to that motherfucker from, they lived on 60-something. They would walk to the Eve and didn't trip. When Snake Puppy lived in Watts, Egypt lived across town someplace. They would walk 60 blocks to the Eve because the Eve stayed open until 5 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't always fucked up. It got fucked. It did have its issues. Don't get me. I ain't gonna sit here and lie about nothing. we did have our issue. We had our bad nights, okay? Sometimes if certain people got outnumbered, it'd go down. But for the most part, in the early days, it was a piece of cake. It didn't get really rough till the shit, man. Right before I got ready to shut it down, after the shit started happening.
Yeah, I want to go back to something real quick. You the one, your company initially put the Compton compilation out, correct?
Yeah.
So that means that those groups on that compilation, if a deal was to arise out of it or something, it seemed like that would have went through you.
They did. Compton's Most Wanted went through Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla C went through my boy Charles.
Mm-hmm.
He had a single deal with her.
Mm-hmm.
PG-13
went through Unknown.
PG-13 went to Unknown also. So it was like my partner. He was a part of West Coast, but the groups didn't come to West Coast. You follow me?
Yeah, I got you.
By that time we started having issues. I didn't want.
Why did you feel like you didn't have first dibs at trying to get those groups deals, since all of them came through Crew Cut?
You know what? I've always been a little bit different minded, man. Because at that time, hip hop was so new. I got the studio. I'm doing clubs. I'm getting asked all the time. I mean, here, give me something. Give me something. Go. Give me something. Go. That was always my attitude. Okay. I was always on a different situation. I provide the platforms. I didn't really want to be nobody's manager.
Okay. So
I'm not a producer. I don't make beats.
And Jerry Heller was with you at first, right?
Jerry Heller was with me first. I don't make beats. I own studios. I own nightclubs. I own platforms. I give people shots. Okay, I provide opportunity. So if I give you opportunity and somebody says, "Hey man, one of my boys," like even right now, I ain't made a record in damn near 35 years. Man, I got this dude. I got a rapper, or I got this. I make beats. I still hook people together right to this day. I get my money now. I do a little bit different, but I hook people up. That's what I've always done. I'm not an artist. I've made records. I write songs, but I'm not a fucking artist per se. I ain't, nigga, you put me against 1,000 motherfuckers, I'm still gonna be last when it comes to rapping. But when it comes to motherfuckers that put niggas on, ain't nobody put more niggas on than me.
Let me ask you this, man. Did Jerry ever come to you because you hooked him up with Easy and them, right?
Yes, sir.
Did he ever straighten you out for that?
Hell no.
Let me ask you this, and I'm trying to say there ain't no other way to ask. Was Jerry Heller a crook?
Jerry Heller, it depends on how you define crook. I wouldn't call him a crook, but he was smart. He knew what he was dealing with, and he knew like unknown. Well, I'm gonna say other people did
right.
Take advantage of certain people.
Exactly.
That's why I always felt that he did not want me too close to these fellas. Understand this. I'm in business at 19, DJing already. I got my first club at 22. I know how to count. I know what 20% equals. And Jerry had already experienced my business acumen when we got our CBS deal. Because when I got my CBS deal, we got headhunted from by Larkin Arnold. Larkin Arnold's a big-time producer. Bad boy from, he the one that discovered Frankie Beverly and Mays, brought Marvin Gaye over to CBS the whole 9 yards. So we got headhunted from Michel'le to go to CBS, Sony. And when it came time to do the deal, Jerry didn't get me the deal. I got my own damn deal. So now come time to do the paperwork. I don't have a manager. Jerry wants to be my manager. I call my lawyer. I say, hey, his name was Kent Clavin, still around. I say, Kent, do I need a manager for this project? He said, for what? What you need a manager for? I said, well, so don't you need a manager to do your deal? He said, no. I'm going to do the negotiations. All your manager going to do is call you and tell you what I said. Then you're going to say yes or no. He going to call me and tell me yes or no. Okay? So cut out the middle, man. Buy yourself a cell phone and be ready to answer the phone. That's how I learned the game, because they wasn't giving out music business lessons back then.
Hell no.
They wasn't giving lessons out then. Okay? Wasn't no YouTube, wasn't no books, wasn't no music universities. So if you didn't know somebody that was going to put you up on some game, you wasn't going to get none. So he charged me, I think it was like $7,500 to do the negotiations with Sony. I'm learning the game. He explained this shit to me as I'm going. I'm getting billed for it, but it's the best lesson I ever got. You get billed for college. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So as this shit is going on, I'm learning the game. So now Jerry realized that this motherfucker's pretty smart. He don't need me. So I saved the crew $20,000 by doing the deal myself. Because if we had to deal with Jerry, we'd had to give Jerry $20,000 plus give the lawyer $7,000. That's $27,000 off of $100. Now we got a $70,000 budget to work with. Because I did the deal myself instead of having $7,500. Now we got $97,000 to work with.
Makes sense to me.
Make a big difference.
Big ass difference.
Make a big ass difference. And I bought my own studio. I bought my own demo studio. Made all my beats at the pad first. Then went to the big studio and recorded that shit. So now I got all this equipment. I got a studio. We got 20 grand extra to spend to fuck off or whatever. That's what we did. Fuck it off. Okay. And this is how I was always taught to think. So I had a different mindset. I wasn't stuck on being an artist. I wasn't stuck on being a label owner per se. I was trying to get us the game as fast as possible.
You were the businessman.
I was a businessman. But my only problem was when the music business shifted from being about business to got more gangsters, got more street shit, I backed up. Because that ain't what I do. I don't want to.
So you saw Suge and all of them come in.
I saw all of them coming in, and my experiences out of Compton as a young man growing up, I realized if you ain't prepared to kill a motherfucker, leave him alone. Okay? I done been through a lot of shit, man. I done shot at motherfuckers. And I ain't no gangster. I done shot at motherfuckers, been shot at the whole 9 years. That's not what I fucking do. So I don't want to go back through that shit. So surviving Eve After Dark, surviving Dudo, surviving Skateland. I don't want to be a motherfucking gangster, man. Now I done done some gangster shit, but that ain't what that's not my forefront. I'm like any other motherfucker. I do what I got to do to survive, but that ain't what I do.
You know, seeing you go through it's funny, man. Your history kind of parallel what I go through right now. Because I was one of the first dudes in L.A. doing podcasts.
Okay.
So I helped a lot of people out. Really genuinely tried to help motherfuckers out. A lot of times was losing money, with helping people. But it always comes back in the end that you can never satisfy people.
Yeah.
You can never satisfy people. You go always get blamed for everything. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a bit.
Especially when dealing with artists. When you deal with artists, a lot of times, if they're successful, it's all about me. But if you fail, nigga, it's your fault.
Definitely.
Dude, I didn't write that shit. Well, you didn't do this. So people usually want to make a scapegoat. I didn't want to be nobody's scapegoat. I'd rather give you a shot. Been gone, do your thing. Good luck. And that's always been my motherfucking forte.
Well, I like Eiht's attitude with it all because I always feel like if somebody gives you an opportunity to change your life, you got to take the bitter with the sweet.
Oh,
It
definitely.
ain't gonna never be perfect, but I look at it like right now, like if Charlemagne called me tomorrow and said, hey, man, we can't fuck with the show no more. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. That motherfucker, shit, me and Eiht done made some pretty good money fucking with this dude.
Yeah, it's just people expect, your attitude to be different. I don't know. Like I said, I've been through a lot of other shit. And from the situation that, that happened, you know what I'm saying, just a couple of weeks ago, I'll be like, man, it's just another lesson learned. And from where I done been, now I done been places motherfuckers will never go.
Oh, man.
You get me?
Paid for it.
I done been around the world, you get me? Foreign countries and all kind of shit. So I just tell niggas, you got to pay your dues. When you got to pay your dues with anything, though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That's why I never go around and try to, push that narrative of really just bad mouthing motherfuckers like some motherfuckers do. I try to stay away from the negative bullshit, Sometimes you might, get questioned about certain shit. But in all, I tell a nigga I wouldn't trade it for nothing. You get me?
I think I am crushed about that corny shit, though.
Well.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt, nigga.
Listen, my opinion, because, you know what I'm saying? Like you said it, though. Let me put it in a different perspective. Our shit was a lot of dance-orientated music. You get me? We didn't have the, like you said, the first shit you probably heard when a nigga was talking some street shit was Toddy T. You feel me? So a lot of our music was electro funk. I mean, we had break dancers, we had pop lockers and shit. So I'll put it in that perspective. Crew Cut gave us a platform to be able to put out records because nobody else did that. I was influenced by gangster shit. I don't know why. I mean, I grew up in Compton. I was fucking gang banging at 13, 14 years old.
Even at Our Lady of Victory, you was gang banging.
Yeah.
I think I know about that too.
Yeah. Even when I went to Our Lady of Victory, I was gang banging. I was claiming Tragnew Park. So, I was just influenced by street shit. And I had a mama who worked every day hard. I had a father who worked at General Motors down in Southgate. But I don't know. It was just the niggas down the street with the hood rats and the motherfucking slanging dope. And, I think when I was coming to your crib, my cousin gave me my first deuce. So we used to come over there strapped up and 40 ounce and smoking weed and shit like that. And I was...
But they never disrespected me.
Oh, no. We never disrespected Lonzo's
place. That's all I ever asked for. Come over here, whatever side you rolling with, that's cool.
No, we never brought because it was a gang of niggas from different sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got along with everybody up there when we would be there. We never had no confrontations or nothing. Now, some niggas did follow me over there one day. But when I pulled up at your spot and they knew it was your spot, they was like, all right, nigga. But yeah, it could have been vicious. Because, we was gangbanging.
And that's why I've always stayed neutral to the shit. I know niggas from where I live at.
Yeah.
One side is blood, one side is Crip.
Yeah.
And okay? I just happen to live in the fucking middle. Okay?
You in the neutral zone.
And both of them know me. All of them know me. Okay?
And I used to come up 120th, and you come up 120th, it be some niggas see you, nigga. They follow you right over there. What you doing over here, nigga? And they see where you at. They like, oh, all right then. And pull off. Bing.
I want to go back to this Jerry Heller shit real quick, because he was with you first, right?
Yeah.
So he never came back and said, you know what, Lonzo, you hooked me up with this or that, and I'm...
No, he never did nothing like that, man. In fact, when I never got mad at Jerry. I didn't trip on him because Easy always would find something for me to do from time to time. I was like the liaison for Ruthless Records. The Compton liaison, when there was a problem, I'd always, Easy or Jerry would call me up, hey man, we got a problem. He goes some money, go take care of this for us right quick. I ain't mad about that. At that time, I was cool, man. I was just cool not being caught up in the bullshit. I don't do bullshit very well, okay? Like you, like Eiht, I'm a goddamn Gemini. Don't let these smiles and jokes fuck you, get you fucked up, okay? So I didn't want to put myself in that position. The one time I met with Suge, I had not really a problem with Suge. I had an interaction with Suge. It was like, dude, I ain't that one. I'm cool, but I ain't that one. And we shook hands, walked away from it, left it alone. Jerry Heller was one of them cats, man, that he had a lot of connections. It was more advantageous to be on his good side than his bad side. He was a vindictive motherfucker. He could be very vindictive, okay? And if I needed something, I can call him up. He could give me a referral, connection, blah, blah, blah. When I had to turn off the lights, even though he wasn't my manager. Oh, yeah, he was my manager. We went around and did shop the deal, okay? When it came to Easy and them, I didn't think that was going to fly, Doc. Because Jerry hit me up a few days after that situation went down. And he asked me, says, Lonzo, how does a Jewish man from the Valley represent a group from Compton called Niggas with Attitudes? And I told him very carefully. And I didn't think the relationship was going to work. I swear to God I didn't. Because Jerry was used to dealing with me, Egypt, and Rudy, and some other folks. Easy was a totally different situation. Easy carried his money in his sock. Easy would have look like he had an ankle bracelet on sometime. He had so much money in his fucking sock. Paid in cash, everything. And once Jerry realized that he had something that was workable, I felt that he may have taken advantage of them, because understand this, Jerry always, this is something I learned from him, I never got sued. If I'm a crook, why nobody ever sued me? Simply because once you sign the contract, nigga, you agree to that shit.
Yeah.
That's the fucking deal. You can't go to the judge crying now because you didn't read the goddamn contract. So when I talked to Yella about the situation, he's probably the main one I stay in contact with. he got some money, but nobody got what they deserved. Even Dre didn't get what he deserved because when they first formed NWA, it was supposed to be a partnership. Okay, it was formed in my living room. They got the name, they came up with the name and concept at Arabian Princess Pad, but they started talking about the deal at my house because I kind of had a little input. And Easy wanted to start a record label. He wasn't going to be on the label. He wasn't going to be an artist. He wanted to put the money behind the project. These people forget about this kind of shit. He was going to put just like you saw in the movie, him just wanted to be a label owner. HBO, the guy, Homeboys Only, coming to the pad. That happened at my house for real. And
so them niggas really told Dre that shit was garbage.
They didn't like this shit. They was from New York. Cars didn't hop in New York back then.
Mm-hmm.
So people forget all this shit, man. It was a different time. The shit is not, you can't compare today to 1985, 86. Because it's two different worlds.
Yeah.
We still, even NWA, like I said before, they still had to do records like Something to Dance To and Panic Zone, which were produced by Arabian Prince, that if you put some breathing on the shit, it could have been a Wrecking Crew song.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get on the radio, because it hadn't been accepted yet.
It hadn't transitioned over yet.
It hadn't transitioned yet. Good looking. It hadn't transitioned yet to the gangster shit yet. When Easy wanted me to help him, when Easy wanted me to get him to Greg Mack, because Greg Mack was my guy. Greg Mack, and Roger, me and Greg Mack had a business arrangement. Roger was our competition. Fuck Roger and Uncle Jam's Army, because they was dissing everybody. That was our attitude. Greg was bringing me acts of Dudos, LL Cool J, New Edition, all kind of every weekend we had somebody different at Dudos because Greg was hooking the shit up. We was making money. He was playing our records on the radio the whole 9 yards. We had a hell of a thing going on. If he had them on Dudos on Friday, and fucking Sherman Square Roller Rink on Saturday. We was killing that shit. And then Easy wanted to get in the mix, but he was cussing on the record. So that's when you started getting all the reverses and the beeps and shit. That was the first time it happened.
Records was a big deal back then, though.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
That was a big deal back then. I even heard motherfuckers saying you can go to jail for that.
Yeah.
That was a big thing back then.
Look, the scene in Straight Outta Compton, when I get on Dre's ass, the real story behind that was because at Dudos, I'd hired off-duty cops to be my security. Dudos is right next door to Pyru.
Mm-hmm.
Like that parking lot is across the goddamn driveway. Mm-hmm. Dudos is at the Pyru. The Mecca of all bloods is right there next to
Dudos, Skateland.
Skateland right next door to that.
Yeah.
So in order for me to make that happen, I had to have some security. That was the old man's deal. You got to have security. I recommend off-duty cops. But guess what? I got a first cousin. My mama's sister's brother, my mama's sister's son is on the Compton PD. He ran the security for the SWAT meet. Mm-hmm. Reggie Wright Sr. was one of his boys, the gang detail dude. So I had him, Huey Taylor, all of them doing security for me at Dudos. I'm giving them $125 a night.
You had Reggie Wright Sr. up there?
Reggie Wright Sr.
You know what? Reggie Wright Sr. was an important piece of Compton.
Damn right.
He was one of the first people that really exercised the community policing to where he wasn't just throwing motherfuckers in jail.
Right.
He would talk to motherfuckers. Right. He would take your pistol from you now, whatever, know, if you had some shit. But he wasn't just so quick to throw a motherfucker in jail.
So when cats came to Dudos and saw Reggie, oh, shit, this motherfucker know me. Everybody in line. Mm-hmm. So we had something at Dudos. Me and Greg had something that you couldn't fade. You couldn't fade if you wanted to. And the shit just blew up. And this is how shit started developing. But Jerry Heller didn't understand all the different parts that was making this shit happen. So because I had Greg Mack, me and him still tight to this day. I got Dudos and I got Michel'le. We got a trifecta. We making our own records. You can airplay on the radio, and we got a place to perform at. So everybody's coming niggas is taking their chances coming to Dudos to perform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was my forte. And over everything was providing platform. Because if I start doing too much management, I can't do it. I got to stop and do some other shit.
Now, you knowing so much about the music industry, man, it's changed drastically today with the whole streaming and everything like that. I saw that Snoop recently took all the Death Row stuff when he acquired the Death Row catalog or whatever. He took it off the streaming platforms, all the streaming platforms, and he put it back up. I guess he said to find out. You know why he did that?
Yep. when you, as shit gets on the streaming platforms, depending on what platform it goes on to, you get an RSS number, RSS feed number. Okay, those numbers, if they don't coincide, your money can get scattered.
Exactly.
Okay, so in fact, I'm going through the same shit right now. My records have been on so many compilations. I'm on MLC. I'm on Sound Exchange. You got your BMI shit, and if you don't have the same numbers, you won't get credit for the shit. So I had to hire a publishing manager for the first time to go find all my shit, not just Wrecking Crew, because I got a catalog. I got 200 songs in my catalog of other shit. Find all my songs, make sure they all have the same correct
RSC code.
RSC codes, and not only for America but overseas, Canada, England, Japan, all that shit. So that's a fucking job. So I would think Snoop would do the same thing. I'm gonna take all my shit off the air right now, get all this shit straight, and put it back. Now it's gonna be correct. So all the money gonna go to the right people.
Oh, so he probably had checks going all kinds.
He
of
probably been direct deposits now, baby. It's direct deposits, or you might not get your money at all. And that was a problem for me because I had so many songs, and I think, well, damn, something itching me now, shit. I got in this motherfucker. Anyway.
Yeah, you got so many songs and shit, and they got so many different codes from the old motherfuckers who registered.
This motherfucker, I got shit on Thump Records, which is universal, and they throw their own codes on your shit.
Yes.
You was fucking with Thump?
I did.
Well, Bill, I don't want to say his name. That motherfucker over there, one of the jankiest motherfuckers.
When you do compilations, if motherfucker got any kind of jank on them, your shit will end up with a new code so he can get paid.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
like they did with the physical shit back then. They put a different barcode
Right.
on shit. A motherfucker tell you, oh man, you shipped out 5,000 units, and really he don't shipped out 30 of them motherfuckers because he don't send 10 over to Europe. He don't send another 10 to Japan. Because I had a thing, man. Me and Big A had a sweet thing going on. I had a hookup in Japan, dog, with Tower Records to where they were buying from me COD. I was sending them motherfuckers 2,000 records, dog. I get my money right then and there, dog. We selling them motherfuckers $8 a piece, dog. I was distributing Daz and them shit, dog. We was doing that shit, dog. And it's a funny thing. And Daz, my nigga, he'll tell you. I remember it was a holiday, right? And lady usually send us our money. It was coming up on Christmas, right? It's like in December like 18th or some shit like that.
Right.
She tells me, she says, our banks are closed over here. I'll be able to get you the money like 2 days after Christmas or some shit like that, right? So, niggas used to getting their money COD. So I put Dash and them on a motherfucking email, right? So they can see it wasn't no shit me telling y'all, how niggas be, right? So Dash go back on the motherfucker and say, bitch, just shoot the motherfucker. I say, oh my God. Oh my God. So all that relationship I cultivated over the years is just gone now. She says, no problem. I will send you the money myself. She sent me the money, dog. I sent her some shit a few weeks later, like a one sheet. Didn't get no response, dog. That was just that quick. It was just that quick.
People don't understand. You can't take that street shit to them folks. They scared the shit out of them, man.
Yeah.
They'll fuck with you, but that's gonna cut your ass off like a bad haircut.
You immediately. Like, I'm done fucking with you.
Yes. Yeah. Man, that's one thing about the record business I miss, dude, right now. I mean, when we do certain projects, man, if you had a good, even if it wasn't your project, if you know what the spots was, the COD spots, you can take 100 CDs, a couple thousand CDs down to a spot, pick up $15,000, $20,000.
Bro, I had it for a minute, man.
Cash.
Before Drama and them got cracked, I don't want to say too motherfucking much, but before Drama and them got cracked, dog, I was probably doing about anywhere from 60 to $120 a month, my nigga. That's how like really, dog, that's how I made my bag. That's how I bought my first house, dog. That's how I did a lot of shit, dog. Put a son through college with that money. My oldest son, Eiht, put him through college off that money, dog, because I had a distribution set up around the world.
Right.
I had a company in England called Altered Ego.
Okay.
They started an urban division. So all the shit out of the United States from the West Coast, I was distributing out there outside of my own shit, right? I had so much stuff going, and the one mistake I made, dog, was if I wouldn't have put them on that email, because Dad's a whole different nigga now. Dad's way different now. Back then, Dad's a cuss a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, where the money at?
Give me that.
You know what I'm saying? But it got fucked off that quick. If I wouldn't have put them on there, I'd probably still be eating with them motherfuckers.
I had deals with Blue Dolphin and a few other people, man, and the same kind of thing, dude. If you had a relationship and you drop some shit, they gonna order 1,000 just to test it out.
Yeah, that's what
Cash.
it was. I think my smallest order would be from over there would probably be anywhere from 500 to 1,000. Because that was just them trying some shit out.
Right.
And it wasn't no coming back. That's
No
what I
coming
love
back.
about it. All that shit about returns and shit,
Right.
because I'm going to tell you, that motherfucker, you know your boy from City Hall, right? He was good for that. Walt probably still holding on the motherfuckers' reserves up there.
Right,
they
right.
had the reserves.
Oh yeah,
The
for them
one-
returns,
the
man.
returns and shit.
They hold that
Walt will tell
25%.
you, man, you'll be a year later. Walt, when can we settle this, my nigga? Ain't no CDs coming back now.
Right.
Oh, well, I don't know, man, because they can come back at any time.
That's game.
It was just a great period because I remember I would be able to go holler at Violet Brown directly. She was one of the few buyers that would just sit up and talk to independent
Right.
people.
Anybody.
Because she knew the power of it. She knew she fuck around and get some shit. She said, well, you know what? She would put motherfuckers in that Lakewood location when it was there, the Lakewood,
Right.
the
Carson.
Carson,
Yep.
the one by the mall out there. What's the big mall? Delamo?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The one over there, she would try you out and certain shit. And she was good. It was just, to me, that was the golden era shit.
The
dog.
swap meets was always my favorite, man, because Mr. Park. See, when you sell it to the swap meets, they got their own little distribution thing. You only can sell to one dude. Wherever you open up, whoever starts buying from you first, that's the one you got to stick with. If you try to go to the Slauson, you finna get fucked. You finna cancel all your shit. But they would buy so many. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Slauson's, Mr. Park at Long Beach swap meet. Compton swap meet.
Yeah,
Steve Yano.
Steve's.
Steve Yano, yep.
When Steve, not when I met Steve, I was selling bootlegs, okay, and bootlegs was like mega mixes. People, we mash them all together and shit. I thought Steve was FBI, because I thought he was FBI. I ain't never been an Asian dude.
Steve Yano put High C in him on.
He put everybody on, okay. But like I said, when I first met him, he was buying R&B shit, and I brought him to the pad. He met Dre. He met Easy. They all go to the swap meet, start mixing in Cube. They mix at the swap meet. And it just made for a hell of a situation. But I'm just saying, he would buy so many records from me, and one time I'd have to make a custom order just for him. As I'd made so many bootlegs, must have made like 14 or 15 of them. So I'd have to, he'd give me an order. I need 100 of this, 50 of this. I would literally have to go down on Friday and make 2 trips just to get his stuff, and then go back to see Mr. Park and everybody else.
Man, them was some good ass times, wasn't it?
Yes, and ain't nothing like some good old stinking ass money.
The
Man,
motherfuckers just used to,
nothing like it. Shit.
It used to be all green, man. I swear, man, one time, man, I remember I made a run to all the swap meets, right? I did a swap meet run because I used to have the T-shirts and the motherfucking, CDs and shit, dog. I made a swap meet run, dog, and when I saw a few of my independent retailers, I came home one Saturday, man, with probably about $12,000. Just that quick, dog, being gone about 4 hours.
I had a spot out in Simi Valley. I'd go to this Arab dude. I'd have a truckload of shit, but I had a Suburban back then. Suburban be full. Come out the parking lot, bumper hit the ground. Get to the spot, unload the shit, and he would give me a check, and I would be nervous as fuck. He said, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. He called his bank, tell him I'm coming. His bank was in a building on Beverly Hills, on Cannon Drive, up on like the 2nd or 3rd floor. No sign says bank, nothing.
No tellers or nothing.
No tellers or nothing. You walk into the door, and he says, go to the suite right here. And it's a small little bank, and they don't have plexiglass and shit. They just got desks. And he made the phone call, and she made the phone call to verify who I was. She says, yeah, and she gave me a stack of money like it wasn't shit. And you just walk out. I mean, it's just so different, man.
Yeah, you know how I found out about them banks, dog? I got some crazy-ass stories fucking with this music business, dog.
Okay.
I met a motherfucker, dog, up in Hollywood Hills one night, dog. We had a meeting.
Here you go with this Hollywood Hills shit,
it ain't no
man.
weird shit like this.
Okay, man. No weird Hollywood Hills
This ain't no weird
stories,
shit.
man.
This ain't no weird shit. There ain't no pentagrams or no shit like
Yeah,
that.
good.
But-
Okay, shit.
So I meet with this cat, man. He actually was one of the co-founders of Netflix.
Okay.
But he had got bought out or whatever like that. And he would get like I think he would get like a $2 million check every quarter.
Okay.
That was like his thing, right? So, but when I went to this dude's house, I noticed he had a whole bunch of gangbangers living up there. I guess they was his protectors, right? And they was trying to stop niggas from talking to him. You know what I'm saying? They was trying. So I go to a meeting, then everybody in my face asked me what I'm doing up there and this and that. So we meet and talk like that. So it was a movie. I had a script that he liked, right? Dude cut me a check that night, man, for like $85,000, right? Said, oh, come back in another week, I'm gonna have another check for 85. So I'm like, shit, we winning. I go right deposit that motherfucker. And the shit cleared. The lady told me, my teller told me, she said, 'cause, you know, fucking with checks, I don't like fucking with checks. I always give it to my girl, hey, see if this motherfucker got the funds in here. So yeah, she said, funds available now. The nigga that hooked me up with the nigga, I shoot him 10 just that quick. Like, here you go, you know, go on now, you know, this is all you get. You know what I mean? He get his 10 or whatever, dog, we get on. I go to the bank, dog, like a week later for some shit, dog. We about to start shooting a movie. My bank account balance is like negative 60. I said, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this nigga don't put a cancellation on the motherfucking check. That nigga Glass Malone, I go to this nigga's house. He ain't answering the door. Them niggas is there like, man, told you should have went through us, man. He be doing shit like that, right? So it's a broad there, dog. He buying motherfuckers cars and all kind of shit, right? I go up there, man. I finally catch the motherfucker. Me and Glasses Malone. He can verify this story. We wait outside the motherfucking crib. I'm in one of Glasses. He had this station wagon because I ain't want the nigga to see my truck or nothing like that. We catch him. Glasses jump out the nigga. Cuz, we need that bread. Right? So we catch the motherfucker. I grabbed the nigga. I put him in my car. I said, nigga, we going to go get that motherfucking money now. This nigga took me to 3 or 4 different motherfucking ATMs. We went to one ATM because he had a lot of different accounts, right? And that's when I found out a nigga can get as much money as they want to from an ATM. Okay. He give me $5,000 from that motherfucker. We going to banks. The last bank we went to was this bank, dog, like you talk about. We go up in that motherfucker, ain't no tellers there. I thought this nigga was going to call the police or some shit, dog. I thought he was going to call the police. He goes up in there, he give me the rest of the motherfucking money, man, but I don't fuck with checks at all, dog, because of that shit. Don't fuck with them at all.
My last check I took on the road, that motherfucker still bouncing.
Oh, dog, you can't fuck with him because that's what I found out. What he did was he had the money, but if I give you a check today, my nigga, you can cancel that check 2 months from now, whenever you want to. Motherfucker can cancel a check. A wire, they can reverse that motherfucker, whatever they try to, but it's only so long. You can't reverse a wire. If I send you some money today, I can't go back 2 months from now and say, hey, man, I want my money back. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do that shit, dog. But this is what I want to ask you when it comes to crooked shit and everything, man. When is the last time you talked to Unknown?
Shit, 2 days ago.
You think he'd come on the show?
Nope.
No. He's unknown.
Unknown will not do interviews.
No.
I had a podcast that he was on. He sit behind the camera with a microphone. He will not come on. He will not do an interview.
No. He's
like
never he's never done.
We did one podcast together for Red Bull, and only reason why he did that one because there wasn't no cameras.
Yeah.
What is he doing? Is he still music associated?
Put jumper cables on my nuts right now, I couldn't tell you. If you shocked the shit out of my nuts, I couldn't tell you. Unknown.
We would love to have you come on the show, man. This is your personal invitation. Ain't nobody mad at you.
Leave Unknown alone, man.
Years,
some niggas just be at their peace, man. Whatever it be.
Can my nigga Eiht just at least get some acknowledgement? My nigga?
You know what?
I'll tell you about this nigga Steele, Kato.
me and Unknown. I will say this, man. When he first signed y'all, me and him together. I know this happened because I did it with him. We had a little cassette, little 3 songs.
Yeah.
We would roll through Compton, through different hoods, and get a cassette. That's how you promoted records back in the day.
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't know where to go. I ain't getting paid on this shit. I ain't got my little change, okay? And he like, man, come with me. So me and him would roll up, and the cats would always grab their waistbands and shit. What y'all, nigga, what's up? Oh, man, hold on. Music, motherfucker, music. It's like, here, nigga, take it. And that's how we got the Compton's Most Wanted thing promoted throughout Compton. Going hood to hood, or the hoods we could go to.
Yeah.
Hood to hood, putting this shit in people's
we
hands.
did the same shit.
And dude, niggas was hitting their waistbands on us multiple times. Hell, oh man, calm down, Doc.
I think I had a box of them tapes, and I would just roll through the hood, just giving them out. Yeah.
Just giving them motherfuckers away. And shit, y'all damn near, man, you know, I was talking to Chill one day. He said, y'all damn near wound up on death row.
The stories of Death Row, and like you said, you would have to have Slip and Unknown tell you about those Death Row days. Uh, I know that we all sat up at one time, and Unknown told us that he was fucking with Suge and them, and that they was finna start a label, and that they was looking for a name for it. I think we came up with Death Row, sitting up at Hamburger Hamlet one night.
That's our spot.
Yeah. And I don't know how they ended up with it, because it was a total different
It was DEF Row.
DEF Row. Remember they had the black coats and the good fella coats and all of that. Yeah.
It was
So
supposed to be DEF, like Def
yeah,
Jam.
like Def Jam. That's where we got it from.
Which I heard that was a good ass name.
Yeah.
And then Suge, according to Unknown,
Yes.
Suge bought it from him and changed it to Death Row. They bought it so they wouldn't do it.
So Unknown sold some shit that he didn't even think of.
Well, we all thought of it. We were all at the table when we came, because Unknown said that he had hooked up with Dre and Suge, and they was finna try to, they were starting the label, and they were looking for it. So Unknown was like, let's think of some names, because we, as Compton's Most Wanted as the time, I don't know if we had our deal, probably was getting ready to play out with Orpheus or whatever.
Was that when he came back to the studio with that black guy?
Something. Unknown came back with the black eye. Yeah, that was because I think he had took money from Suge to start working on tracks. And most of the time Slip did a lot of the tracks.
That's when he bought the dog.
Okay, so he took money from Suge to work on tracks for, I think the Convicts was supposed to be the first group.
Okay.
Big Mike and them.
But then we were in the middle of working on Music to Drive By. So that was his excuse for when he had to go up to Death Row and Suge like, nigga, where my beats? Oh, well, I'm working on Compton's Most Wanted record right now. So, yeah, but you took my money. And that's how he got the black eye. That's apparently what I heard.
Motherfuckers say it was Wrecking Crew. People always associated us together. I forgot, it was, what's his attorney's name? He was attorney for Dick Griffey. And he says, the record, Suge beat the Wrecking Crew up. No.
No, that was Unknown.
But
yes.
See, this is why I didn't fuck with that shit. Because I don't respond well to that kind of shit. I've been there before. I know the simple shit can turn into a life or death situation.
Definitely.
It ain't that serious for me. Okay? That's why, nigga, I tap out. Just not because I'm a punk. I don't need the headache.
Yeah, nobody want to deal with all that.
All money ain't good
All
money.
money ain't
Put it
good
like
money.
that.
No.
You got to learn how to. I'm already making some decent money over here.
Dude, yes.
He was making decent money with the Compton's Most Wanted deal, but sometimes, man, that it started looking a little better, you know what I'm saying? So he went over there, he took money from Suge to do beats. And then most of the time, like I said, Slip was doing a lot of the production. So Slip had his hands full producing Compton's Most Wanted Music to Drive By. Unknown produced, but he was more the, hey, Slip, I'm going to go get us this bread. I'm going to go get us this, to do these beats for Suge. And then Unknown was at the crib, chilling with the dog and Cindy and and when Suge probably called him up there like, man, where my beats at? And then a nigga told me the story. They said he called him into that room and he was like, man, I think, we gave you about 20, 25 grand. Where's my beats? He said, well, we busy working on Compton's Most Wanted. Suge said, man, I don't give a fuck about Bompton's Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? Where my beats? And they took off on him.
Just boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, because he came over to Slips.
He came to the studio.
And we was like, why you got sunglasses on and it's nighttime, nigga? And you inside the studio. It's dark as fuck is here. And I think he took the glasses off, and we was like, what the fuck happened to you?
When he came to my studio, I said, nigga, what happened? Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Wrong place. Nigga, what happened?
That red
Wrong place,
room.
wrong time.
Yeah.
That was the story.
Yeah, that was the story.
He ain't got to feel bad. He ain't the only nigga to kick some black ass coming about that motherfucker.
Nah, it was.
A whole bunch of
Yeah, I heard
niggas
it was a
hold
gang of niggas got their asses whooped up at that
A whole
office.
bunch of ass whoopings going on.
Is it worth the hassle?
Oh, but yeah, you remember Happy Parade? Remember Happy, the one producer, what was the manager name? I forget Happy's last name. Did you know Happy?
No.
It was a cat, I think he was B Real's manager. He managed B Real. He got out the management game. They found that dude walking down Wilshire, man, with his shirt off, like his shirt that got tore off of him. Hands halfway toward these niggas walking down the street, just
Like
eyes on swole.
Yeah.
And just didn't, and he said he wasn't returning none of his clients' phone calls. That nigga just left the music industry.
See?
That shit ain't worth it, dog. I'm gonna tell you, man, I've had some of the biggest podcasts that are huge now in the paperwork. I just let niggas go, dog, because it ain't worth the fucking headaches,
Man,
dog.
look, I had my DJing back in the day, and I had a club called the Current Affair, right? Niggas get so caught up in other niggas' beefs, you'll get drunk in some shit. Nigga, I'm just playing a record. I'm playing No Vaseline at the club, right? And the people on the floor is damn, because No Vaseline is probably one of the baddest fucking diss records as far as dance floor, period, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this nigga walked to the DJ booth, and I got my headphones on. He talking shit, but I ain't really paying no attention to shit. And the nigga tapped me on my shoulder. Said, "What's up, dog? Man, take that shit off." The fuck you mean take it off? Dance floor packed. Take that shit off, man. And so the record kept on playing. By the time I got through arguing with this nigga, the record had already gone off. I said, "Nigga, what's up with you?" "Oh, man, that shit's dissing my people." "Dissing who?" "Dre and Cube them. I mean, Dre and Easy them." I said, "Do you know them?" "No, man, but that's just dissing my shit. Fuck that song." Nigga.
Niggas take shit personal, man.
Personal.
Fans take shit personal,
First off,
man. Real talk.
Shout out to Mac 10, man, for putting on an epic concert, man, on Saturday night, man.
For sure.
You know, Eiht got busy, man. He had homie Cam up there, J.O. Felony, man, Spice One, Bone Thugs, Harmony, the Dog Pound. It was cracking. Good night, man. I'm going out the back of the club, right? I go to the back and I'm coming back in. Some nigga bumped shoulders with me. I'm thinking it's somebody I know, right? And he whispers something in my ear. I don't hear him because we in motion kind of. And I hear him say something about the show. Then I hear him mention one of the former co-host names. So I turn around and say, "Man, what you say?" "Oh, no, I'm just saying." I'm like, "Nigga, do I know you?" People insert themselves into other people's bullshit, man. It's more
Definitely.
niggas that don't lost their life, dog, arguing behind some shit they don't know nothing about. Mind your business.
Yeah, your opinion is your opinion is not warranted by fans and motherfuckers on serious shit, because they take shit way to the left, man. You know, because I've gotten comments about, "Nigga, fuck you," because you made a comment about Tupac in the Hughes Brothers movie and whatever happened to Tupac and whatever. Niggas hate when you just make references to their fame.
Oh, you can't say nothing about Tupac, dog. You say something about Tupac, niggas gonna be in your inbox, dog. You a hater. You stay hating on Pac. Nigga, you don't know me. You don't know what I hate on I got playlists devoted to this nigga. On my motherfucking thing, you talk about I hate Tupac. I don't got no reason to hate Tupac. This show is about commentary and other people's opinions.
Definitely.
And the motherfucker got a right to have an opinion.
You got a right to have your own goddamn opinion.
You know what I'm saying? There's motherfuckers that tell me, it's motherfuckers that waste their time. "Oh, man, I don't fuck with the show no more because of this." But checks you on here every day. Here you come again with your same comment.
I've had people, man, get on me trying to get my co-host, Dusty, trying to throw him off the show. Nigga, you mad at Dusty because he said something on his, I'm supposed to cancel him off of my show because he said something on his show that you didn't like. I don't even know you like that.
That's what I'm saying, man. This shit
That's
is
my
real,
dog.
bro.
We do that. Oh, check out our show, folks. NWA Stories with Lonzo every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And Dusty Vision, he does his show. I forgot what day he does his show, but yeah, we got it going on.
Oh, for sure. I definitely know y'all doing your thing over there, man. I want to ask you, I want to go back and see you kind of like a history professor, dog.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I am. Wait. When it comes to West Coast hip hop history, the fucking early days
How
between
did you? How did? How did you?
1976 to
How did you
89.
meet? How did y'all all start like with the record shit? What made y'all? How did you meet? Ain't unknown from Detroit, right?
He's from Detroit.
Okay, so he came out here when?
He came out here about 77. He was about 17 years old when I met him. He was 17. I was 19. I'm 2 years older than he is. My record thing starts back in Compton, right there on Walnut. I was over there. I passed by the spot the other day between Central and Wilmington. There used to be a place called Record Shack. They sold records to all the VIPs. And so I'm talking about the disco era. 77.
So it's like a one-stop then.
It was a one-stop.
Okay.
Exactly. It was a one-stop. I got a job. I first got Roger from Uncle Jam's Army the job there first in the sales room. I'm a DJ. I'm a young DJ. No records. I'm trying to buy records wholesale. I don't have a wholesale license. But I saw in the paper, new Record Shack opening up in Compton. So I called the people up to see what's happening. Just so happened the dude that answered the phone, his name was Alonzo too. So we got to kicking it. He offered me a job, sight unseen. I said, no, I already got a job. I'm working at Kenny's on Rosecrans Central. I'm slinging shoes. And I got a good thing with my manager. I get off at 6 o'clock on Saturdays to go do my DJ gigs and shit. So I called Roger, Uncle Jam's Army, turn him on to the job. He gets the job. A couple weeks later, they call up. They got a part-time position in the evening times working in the warehouse. I take the job. So I got 2 jobs. Actually, I got 3 jobs. I'm working there, working Kenny's, and I'm still DJing on the weekend. I'm 20 years old. I'm 20. So now we doing this shit back and forth. We rolling back and forth to Record Shack. So at one point in time, I got a kid now. I had a kid fresh out of high school. Her birthday was, she a Gemini too. Birthday was went Saturday. Sunday. She was born on 11th of June. I graduated high school on the 12th of June. I turned 18 on the 16th of June. My whole life I've been grinding ever since. Okay, so now I got a kid. My dad got me a job working for Caltrans on the freeway. I done worked there in the summertime a couple times. I didn't like that shit. That shit dangerous.
I didn't like that shit either.
Okay,
Yeah, that shit
so you been there.
Yeah, because when you a youth and you go to jail, that's one of your punishments.
Okay, Caltrans.
Yeah, Caltrans.
So I'm working at Caltrans on the 605.
Yeah, it wasn't a job that I went out for.
It wasn't. I was getting paid for it. I didn't like the motherfucker.
My
Okay,
fucking ass was coming out of camp, so that's one of your punishments.
So yeah, so I didn't want to go back to Caltrans, so I got a chance to go full time, and because my old man was kicking me in the ass because I got this kid, he like, man, you got to go out there to do this freeway shit, man. Fuck. But they offered me a full-time job at Record Shack to sell records full time. I done worked at Caltrans. I'm coming home dirty, smelling like goddamn freeway every day. I done worked. Now I done got a taste of work of the office life. I go to work clean, come home clean, nigga still sniper like cologne and shit at 5 o'clock. Yeah. So I want to do this shit, but I ain't making no money. I ain't making that much money. But I'm DJing on the weekend. I'm getting 150 every Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. So I'm getting 300 to 450 every weekend. But I'm working full time at Record Shack. I'm bringing home $166 a week. Nigga, the math is bad. I'm working 3 days, making $450, working 5 days, making $166. But what changed the game for me was I didn't care about the little paycheck. I'd go in the warehouse, pull all my records for my parties on the weekend. They was paying me $166. By the time I get all my records, double copies and shit, I'm walking up with $15 sometimes, $20. I got a brand new van. I'm cleaning the chitlin every damn day. They thought I was stealing. So I already had a hustle. My old man, when I told my old man I wasn't gonna work for Caltrans, because he was the king of Caltrans back then. I worked for this record company. We fell the fuck out. We fell out. I've been number one son, champ all my life. That night I told him I wasn't going to work for Caltrans. I was a stupid, dumb motherfucker with a kid that's going to be homeless if you don't get your shit together. Fuck you. I just put you in a position to do shit. He cussed me out. I go work for Record Shack. But when I'm at Record Shack, I go back. When I go back to Record Shack, I'm in the sales room. I met Kelvin at VIP. I met Cletus. I met all these independent record stores in Nevada, in Washington, D.C. Washington, Seattle, Washington, Arizona. These were my accounts.
Yeah, Cletus owned the one stop.
Cletus owned Big Ben's, which is bigger than a one stop. He damn near was a one stop at one time. You talking about John over on Main Street? He had a one stop.
Yeah, well, but no, Cletus had opened up some shit like in the 90s. Remember the shit they had in Lamar Park? What was the shit?
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, my bad. A lot of people don't know.
My bad.
Them VIP records. Shout out to the little homie Ab Soul that's on TDE.
Yeah,
That's his uncle. That's his family.
Cletus was getting so many records. They would take a goddamn semi truck, just park it in the back of the lot, let them unload the motherfucker. He was buying he was moving so much product back then. But when I left Record Shack, when I finally got fired, I kept my record list, all my stores and shit. About a couple years later, I opened the Eve After Dark. Right before I opened the Eve After Dark, me and Unknown started doing these bootleg mixes. So I called all my old accounts, Cletus and Kelvin, to sell these bootlegs. So I'm in the record business now, okay? I'm going to the swap meets. I'm making a shitload of money, and I got the Eve After Dark. So I created my own little distribution network back in like '82. But I'm making these records. They technically illegal though. Technically, I don't know what the penalty is. All I know is on every record you see, it says federal copyright. Federal means penitentiary
Your ass
feds.
go to jail.
I'm thinking I'm going to the feds, okay? So I wanted to go legit. I bring in Run DMC at Eve After Dark. First I bring in Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow, great show. We still cool today behind that shit. I bring in Run DMC. They ain't shit in LA yet. They cost me $500, 3 plane tickets, and hotel rooms. I bring them to the Eve. They rocked the Eve, but they didn't do all that good. They wasn't like Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow, he got the party cuts. When Run DMC rocked the crowd, they played for 15 minutes. I'm like, nigga, that's it. Curtis did like 35 minutes. 15 minutes, nigga, 2 songs. And then Run did the ultimate fuck up. He dropped my mic and broke the motherfucker. And nigga still dropped. That's the thing, dropping mic. He dropped my mic and broke the motherfucker.
Run like, nigga, what? Nigga, this Run's house.
When he
nigga.
broke my mic, he pissed me off. He broke my mic, he pissed me off. And that's when I said, I'm make my own goddamn group. Fuck it. Right by that time, I made Clientele. Yellow was already there. And we started, I knew how to make records. We made our first song, was called Slice.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know.
I remember Slice.
You remember Surgery.
Yeah.
Slice was the first one. Slice sounds just like Run DMC,
Mm-hmm.
like a Run DMC record. But it wasn't West Coast. It was East Coast vibe. And this shit might have went aluminum, okay? But that was our introduction to the record business. And then by that time, Dre was on the crew, and we made Surgery.
Surgery
How
was
you
the
get
shit.
Dre up in there?
Dre?
How Dre come in the fold?
Crazy part, me and Dre grew up on the same street. Dre lived 4 houses down from me, but he's 8 years younger than me. His dad and my older sister was all partners. So I knew all his uncles and shit. I used to, hang out with his uncles and shit. So when I come to and I open the Eve, I'm 22. By the time I meet Dre, I'm 24. A couple years after I opened the Eve up, right? He's 16, maybe 17. Okay? So he wants to come into the club with Easy. And I'm like, because at that time, the dress code for clubs was pimped out. You had to have hard sole shoes and, a collared shirt, slacks. There wasn't no jeans and tennis shoes back then. They come up wearing jeans and tennis shoes. Now, y'all can't come in. And Dre hit me, hey, man, you know my people do, blah, blah, blah. Deborah and Floyd and Lloyd, them my uncles. Oh, okay, cool, man. Tell you what, change your clothes, come back. You good to go. Because technically, the Eve, I had it 18 and over. Dre was too young, but because I knew his people, I could give him a pass. I could do that. It was 18 because I made it 18 because I didn't want the motherfucker to be Romper Room. I'd rather be more like Soul Train than Romper Room. Too many young kids, shit, get to run around and want to play tag and shit. Fuck that. So I made it 18 and over to keep it on the grown tip.
Sophisticated.
Thank you. And when he came back, I let him up. But Easy still was dressed street. Nah, you can't come in. And he got to talking shit. So, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Easy was talking shit.
He was talking, oh, nigga, I can't, this Eve After Dark. I ain't got nothing. Yes, you do, motherfucker. If you want to come in my spot, you do. And people think me and Easy hate each other. No, we didn't hate each other. We both two shit-talking motherfuckers. So he talk shit, I talk shit back to him. Even after he got paid, we still talk shit to each other. Little motherfucker, give me my goddamn money. Oh, Jerry Curl, nigga, you got a Jerry Curl too. Your shit leaking like mine. So this is the kind of relationship me and Easy came to my house after he was rich. After he was paid, the nigga still came by the pad. Nobody else did that. Nobody else come by and hung out the pad. Because Yella was doing them pornos in the studio. Easy would come by and hang the fuck out.
So Yellow was doing them pornos over at your crib?
Yeah, he started doing this porno. He started his porno career at my house in the studio.
Man, that nigga Yellow, I saw a porno that nigga had one day. He had a broad on there that was about 70 years old, dog. I said, God damn, you going to hell. You going to hell.
That nigga said,
You going to hell, man. That lady was
said Yella had a bitch
funny.
that was like 70
that lady
years
was on there
old.
going, oh. I said,
Well,
oh,
I
man,
tell
I
you,
said, this is
kick it
horrible.
I'll tell you about this shit, man.
Yeah,
Watch your
so
content,
when it
man.
comes to, like I tell cats, man, a lot of the cats that I worked with don't know my history, man. They don't know how deep I go in this shit. You know, I can't get mad at Dre for not being more appreciative of what I had to go through, because he don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Cube talk about me more than anybody. Cube, he understands I did some shit. He don't know. You gotta understand. I'm 65. I'm 12 years older than Cube. When I open the Eve, I'm 22. Cube is fucking 10. 12. He's 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Why would a 12-year-old motherfucker be hanging out with a 20-year-old motherfucker? Dre couldn't even come to the club initially till a couple years later. And only reason he got in then because I knew his people. See what I'm saying? So they weren't around in the early days of West Coast hip hop when I'm doing these gigs 3-4 times a weekend. They didn't carry no 1200s with me. They carried it eventually. They didn't have to carry it. They didn't have to worry about the shit I had to go through. You know, the fucked up promoters and shit like that. By the time they got to me, I was specializing in school dances for Compton High, Centennial, Verbal Day and shit. They was doing all that shit.
Now with you and Easy being as tight as y'all was, because y'all was friends.
It was cool.
You know, y'all was cool. When you saw the manner in which he died, man, did that kind of raise some red flags?
Yeah,
with you a
red
little
flags still flagging, still blowing in the wind right to this day.
Because one thing I think about, man, shout out to Eazy-E, man, you know, without him, you know, he's one of the godfathers of this gangster shit. You know what I mean? Was the godfather of the gangster shit.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about that, man, like, with the amount of kids he got, ain't nobody came up sick. I ain't seen not one woman, because Easy was out there. Easy was getting that little house he had in Norwalk. I've been over there a couple times. You know what I'm talking about? The one that's up under the 605?
He liked the house of
You
Norwalk.
remember that? You ever been over that house, Eiht?
No, I knew about it. I never went there.
I went over there one time. Actually, just ran into one of my homies. He was signed to him because you know Ruthless had a gang of niggas signed to Ruthless.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It never came out. One of my partners, man, he had took me and the homie over there one day. And when I tell you it was brawls running in and out that motherfucker, dog, it was cracking. Nobody came up sick, my nigga. And it's just the manner, and they said the man that just got a life insurance policy like 2 or 3 months earlier. I don't think the AIDS virus operate like that, my nigga. He didn't even get to have HIV. It's just like this nigga's all of a sudden, he dying of AIDS.
Dude, I remember the first person I ever heard die from AIDS was Rock Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. And for damn near 7-8 months, they would give you a blow-by-blow description of his condition as he died from AIDS on the fucking news every day.
Yeah.
Rock Hudson is resting comfortably in his Beverly Hills home as he suffers from the effect of AIDS. And this, I mean, I'm like, when is this motherfucker gonna die? Okay? Easy and Magic had that shit about the same time. Magic ain't never turned into AIDS. Magic had HIV. Now it's undetectable.
Right.
And they both had money at the same time. Very suspicious, Doc.
Very suspicious, man. Who would want Easy dead, though, dog?
Oh, no, dude. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. Some people said it was Suge, because Suge made that stupid-ass comment on the Arsenio Hall show about the Easy thing with the jab. That was kind of stupid. But then people looked at the timelines. Suge was not in contact with Easy. If you ask Kid Frost, Easy was trying to do that acupuncture. He felt that somebody maybe got him through the acupuncture. You know, it was all
But
kind
even
of.
still, though, even if a motherfucker did hit him with the shit with the acupuncture, he's gonna go. He might very well still be alive.
Should have been. I mean, it should have had HIV first.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's just
The
kinda
stages
strange.
just went too fucking
Right.
dramatically quick for it. You
Right.
know.
That's the part that always shook people up. I don't know if I told you that, but I'm in the process of getting a street name at the Eazy-E right now.
Well, that's dope.
We've already got the paperwork done. In fact, I'm waiting on the email right now from the city manager of Compton to find out when I go before the city council to get it approved. It's already been technically approved. Everybody said they're gonna vote for it.
Right.
I've already talked to everybody. They said no problem. But we got to go before the city council to do an actual, put it on the agenda, get an actual vote on it, and make it happen. I put a big A and a little E up on the game.
I'm surprised that hasn't been done.
You know what? They tried it before, man, and for some reason they couldn't get it passed. But I think now, because with the 50th anniversary of hip hop,
Right.
and you know, I'm pushing for it because I'm the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. I'm working on a Walk of Fame, a Hall of Fame, and some other things in Compton. And that's one of the first things I'm doing. I mean, that's why, again, I'm just doing what the fuck I do right now. That's up on my platform. Is to get people recognized.
When it comes to rappers, dog, especially out of Southern California, the city of Compton has produced more MCs. You got this man right here sitting next to us, right?
Right.
You got him. You got Toddy T. You got King T. I'm talking about from the legendary niggas on up to the new Kendrick Lamar.
I got a question for you.
Huh?
Who's the first musical group out of Compton? You know?
The first musical group out of Compton.
Okay. Bad motherfuckers too.
I couldn't tell you
We ain't
that.
talking about no busters. Talking about some bad motherfuckers. Most people don't know.
Are they rappers or?
Nope.
Singers.
They singers. They sing.
I know it's a. Who is it?
War.
War is from Compton.
War out of Compton, baby.
War is some bad motherfuckers.
Bad
dog.
motherfuckers.
Did you know
Out of
that?
Compton.
Hell no.
We
Most
know-
cats don't know that,
with
man.
them niggas.
I play they shit like
Come on, man.
regularly.
Hell
Yeah.
that's the shit. The world is a ghetto and all
World's
that
a ghetto,
shit,
man. Come on, dude. That is the shit.
Don't let nothing
Most
get you
people don't know
down.
that shit.
None of
That's
that
why
shit.
I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm a grown ass ARP carrying motherfucker. I ain't did a gig in damn near 2 years. I'm looking to do some more shit just to have some fun. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get people recognized, man. Put them up on some history, dude.
Well, you know what though? It definitely need to be a Walk of Fame in Compton. Where you talking about putting it at?
Right there. My Walk of Fame, I'm looking to put that right by the transit center, right behind the Dollar High Center, right by the train station. The first train station. It's a big old area out there. There's ain't nothing in that motherfucker. It's a building, a brand new building. Ain't nobody in the building. I'm working with the city, the metro, and the county. 'Cause all that shit.
Why don't you think the city has never done that for none of us artists out of the city of Compton?
You know what, dude? This is why I formed the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce, because the city of Compton got so much shit to do, like potholes,
Exactly.
trees. That city council got shit to do. Well, you know, if they start building a Walk of Fames and shit without having a third party doing that shit, they gonna nigga, what about these potholes, motherfucker?
Exactly, because that's just how we.
Niggas gonna get
that's
mad.
just how
So
niggas are acting.
A brother like
Compton.
me, who been doing shit in Compton forever, could go to a sponsor. If I can get once I get permission, hey, we're gonna put the Walk of Fame right here. I can go to a sponsor and say, hey, look, Nike, whoever, I need a sponsor for this Walk of Fame for these folks out of Compton. Do it just like they do the Staples Center or Crypto Center. It's the Compton Walk of Fame sponsored by the Crypto Center or whoever. That's the plan. So, but it takes a lot of fucking effort. I've been working this shit for 2 years. It's taken 6 months to get from the first yes to where we are right now, which is easy. I'm trying to get it done by his birthday.
And you would think that people who knew the history of what artists and what entertainers have done for the city, that it would be like a unanimous thing. Like, yeah.
You would think.
It bring a light.
Yeah, but like you said, you know, niggas in the city would be like, nigga, shit, we need potholes fixed and
Yeah,
shit.
that's the first thing. Niggas
Or y'all
think
trying
gotta
to,
fix potholes,
y'all
nigga.
trying to beautify a Walk of Fame, nigga. It's fucking knee-deep potholes
Right.
around here.
Hell yeah, but still though, you want to shed some good light in the city, man, because
You
they
got
talk
to.
about all the other shit.
You got
But
to.
it's more positive shit that come out of Compton than negative.
You got
shit,
to.
be real with you.
Right. I mean, when you got some of the biggest and baddest people, Venus, Serena, Drake, Kendrick,
Yeah.
CMW, all these folks come out of Compton, man. War, not to mention George Bush used to live there at one time. Kevin Costner come out of Compton. You got all kind of
You
cats.
know what I think where war would happen, dog? I think Long Beach was laying claim to war for a minute because I think I saw something about that they was from Long Beach or something like that.
War used to be the house band at Jeffy's before they became War. They were called something else. I forgot the name of them, but they were the house band. I met Howard and Lonnie at Jeffy's before Jeffy died years ago, and talked about how he used to play how they used to play at Jeffy's. All of them were from Compton, but enough of them were from Compton High School to justify being from Compton High School.
Yeah.
Some of them came out. Some of them may have came from Long Beach. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it makes sense. Two neighboring cities and they in the band together.
Right.
It-
Exactly.
it-
Everybody,
You know what I mean?
and
It's just
people
like
come and go.
CMW had members that was from Inglewood.
Yeah, Mike T was from Inglewood.
Right.
Shit, Slip was from fucking what? Hawthorne, Gardena. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you and Sheila was from Compton.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but they always gonna claim Compton. Compton, man, the city of Compton has global recognition.
Definitely.
I was in a little group earlier this year for Harvard. Man, Harvard University had me on this program. Me and people from Compton, trying to figure out ways to make Compton better. And we were the only ones, only all black, not black, all minority group. Everybody else was white. Okay, we walk in that motherfucker. They think I guess they thought we was gonna be sagging and shit. I don't know, but they were surprised that we could speak. We could talk like we got some goddamn sense, and we did all their assignments and kicked ass when all the smoke was cleared.
Why do you think a section as as we are as far as Compton was able to produce so much motherfucking talent in such a small section?
Compton at one time, man, was
'Cause like you said, we've had everything from fucking artists to fucking Venus and Serena to we've had a lot of shit come out of Compton.
Compton I think because it's such a small city, you get like anything you got that pressure to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Compton
Yeah,
got-
because I was like, God damn, I gotta get up out this motherfucker, man.
I think everybody that come from them impoverished areas, man, is always motivated to get on. Because I know that was my main goal when I was a kid in Cleveland, was to get the fuck up out that motherfucker by any means necessary.
Compton was the first city it was white for years.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became black. It was like one of the first black cities with a black mayor and shit like that. So you got a lot of people that migrated to Compton. Like my dad, I used to live on Magnolia Street off of Wilmington as a kid. Then we moved out just outside of Compton, but everything I did was in Compton, schools, everything. So LA was so big. Long Beach
Right.
was been white for decades.
Yeah.
Linwood was white for decades. Paramount was white for decades.
Mhm.
Carson didn't exist yet. Carson didn't come out to the 60s.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Carson ain't that old. Carson might be, like they celebrating their 55th anniversary. or
Growing
some
up,
shit like that.
growing up in Compton, you didn't venture nowhere.
You know
We
what I always,
stayed in fucking Compton. We didn't go to L.A. We didn't go to Long Beach. We didn't go to Paramount. None of that shit. We just stayed in
you
Compton.
didn't go to Paramount?
Hell no.
Now I went everywhere because my daddy cut lawns. He cut lawns in Paramount, Downey, Long Beach, Torrance, Palos Verdes, Gardena. So I've always been exposed to different shit close to me, and it just gave me a different perspective.
Yeah, I can see that, man. But Compton definitely, even Suge, man, even though people focus a lot of times on the bad shit that Suge did monumental shit. Speaking of which, I know Dick Griffey helped him out a lot. What's you and Dick Griffey's relationship? Was y'all cool?
I met Dick Griffey like everybody else did. At one point in time, when Dick Griffey heard about Michel'le and what he was doing over there, Dick Griffey gonna play the big homie. I could give all y'all record deals. Come over here to Solar Records, and I could do the same thing for you. But that contract was by the time he did that shit, we knew how to read contracts. Oh, I can't fuck with this motherfucker right here. Oh hell
Man.
no. But
Griffey was gonna get you on.
nigga, he's gonna stick to his name. There's gonna be some dick up in this contract, okay? There's gonna be some dick in that contract. But because Suge came in through another source, Suge came through Big West. Big West was he ran security for Dick Griffey. Dick Griffey was a concert promoter. Him, Don Cornelius, all these cats, they would do concerts at the Forum. And Big West ran the security company called NES, National Event Security. They was hiring when I was a youngster. They was hiring ex-cons, and they would crack a nigga in the head for passing out flyers back in the day. That's when they had the Forum, and across the street at the racetrack they had a hotel, and we'd leave the Forum and cross the street, go to the hotel for the after party. That was Big West's shit. Big West, Big Mike, all of them. And Suge came under Big West's his security thing for a while, and that was after the big company. But Dick Griffey was always in the record business because he started Solar. But him and Don Cornelius was tight because Don had the Soul Train, and that's how you got Shalimar and all these other acts, the Whispers and Lakeside and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Lakeside used to be the house band for my boy John Carter at fucking Proud Bird. And they was Ohio Lakeside Express, fresh off the motherfucking boat.
That's crazy, man. So everything is all peace and love.
Always.
Yo, definitely. It's always been.
Always. I just had to come out and hang out with y'all for a minute.
Yeah, that's it.
For
Yeah.
Sure. For sure, man, because you can have a disagreement, man, without it being a whole bunch of bullshit.
You know what? It wasn't a disagreement. It's just like, I'm like, damn. You could have used another word, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's all. Could have used another.
It's just my opinion of the dance era, man, and you know, being influenced by you know, like I said, I listened to. It was just our era of music, man. You know, we had Bobby Jimmy and the Critters and shit. Yeah,
we talked about this shit.
Yeah.
Me and my boys was walking the other day, and I talked about this situation, and we talked about all the people that came up in that era. Bobby Jimmy and the Critters, they was Weird Al Yankovic.
What did I tell you?
Yeah, that's what it
That's
was.
How much money that motherfucker made?
That's what I told
How much
you.
money Weird Al Yankovic made?
Yeah.
That motherfucker got paid doing that shit.
Weird
That
Al's
the
from
parody rap.
He
Yeah.
from Linwood.
He from Linwood?
Yeah, he is from Linwood.
Now,
Crazy.
understand this. Understand us, man. Aside from trying to get laid and making records, okay, we was competing with motherfucking Michael Jackson and fucking Tina Marie and Rick James and Prince. All these bad motherfuckers at the same. We all came out in the 80s. How in the fuck can I compete with Michael Jackson or Prince? All I'm trying to do is get me a motherfucking little niche and rock that motherfucker. Okay, LA, we're gonna come with a new sound. LA electro funk is we got part of this shit from Soul Sonic Force from New York. Some of this shit we got from Kraftwerk. I can't wear the same clothes as Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5. These niggas is wearing feathers and moccasins. I can't fuck with that shit. So I'm gonna do the sequence shit. All right? We some pretty boy motherfuckers trying to get laid, okay? And when you play with Ready for the World, More Stay in the Time,
I told you
all
that.
these motherfuckers,
I said
all the
all of
niggas
that.
we rocking with.
I said that was the era. It was
That
ready
was the
for
era.
the world.
Niggas had a little lip gloss on. Okay, I washed my face though. I'm done with that shit. Okay, I had a Jerry curl. Nigga, I ain't got no hair no more. But we all did. Okay.
I think that Jerry curl took everybody's motherfucking hair, dog.
Man, you know what? Of all the shit I've ever done, I get asked about the Jerry curl more than any damn thing. And if anybody know about a Jerry curl, not only was it a fashion statement, but if you got into a fight and got that shit into nigga's eyes, you can whoop his
Burning
motherfucking
like
ass.
a motherfucker. Yes, indeed.
You finna win that fight. You get in the Jerry curl just with the nigga's eyes, he's blind as fuck.
It was definitely a
Like
fashion statement.
Okay?
Shit.
Every
Still,
gangster in
you
LA had a Jerry curl.
Still, you had you a curl?
Hell yeah, had me a long.
Look
Okay.
at this.
You know what though? My curl would only grow for it was crazy. The front of my hair grew more than my motherfucking hair, so I had the shit to the side like this.
This nigga said he had the flock
Nigga,
of seagulls. Shit.
I'm finna tell on my shit.
That nigga had the flock of seagulls with the shit.
My
to the
shit would
side.
grow real good up to about right on my neck. But I always want that long Jerry curl.
I wanted a long one too, but you know what would trip me out though, man? I remember
What?
my mama first bought that kitchen curl shit on, and they tore my ass up in school the next day. Cause you know them kitchen curls, it would only be a part of the hair be like an afro. And the other part be like curly.
That was just
and this
you had
told me, he
that
said,
you had
still
that
would've
dry
got that kitchen curl.
sidewinder.
Well, I tell you
shit,
what,
man. Yeah.
what's worse than that, nigga, when I went to school, when I was Centennial, I was 16 years old. I used to have a big ass natural for real, okay? But I saw the Superfly album cover with the nigga had the perm. I wouldn't get my shit pressed and curled for during the Easter vacation. I went back to school, my shit was luxurious. And man,
luxurious.
luxurious. And the niggas talked me out of my hairstyle, man. Look at this nigga, look like a bitch. Woo, woo. I got called all kind of names in school, man.
Most of the time, that be niggas hate. Niggas be secretly admiring it.
Wait.
Niggas,
I ain't
let me
through
tell
this.
you something.
I ain't through yet.
But gangster niggas would
same
press their hair out.
The same motherfuckers that talk shit about my hair, niggas still had their shit pressed and curled at the reunion 25 years later. Now the nigga look like George Jefferson in the middle, but all this shit right here look like Ben Franklin. No bullshit. Same motherfuckers that was talking this shit in the 10th grade had their shit still pressed.
Nigga, I seen a gang of hood niggas. I seen a gang of niggas in the hood with rollers in their hair, pressing curls.
Nigga,
that was a thing in the hood.
I don't know if you saw the brother at the show Saturday night. It was a nigga walking around backstage, man. That nigga was kind of swole. He looked like he just came up off the yard. This nigga had his rollers up in that motherfucker. He was on swole, and he had rollers in his shit still.
Oh, yeah, that's old school, nigga. That's
that nigga
old
had
school.
rollers in his shit, dog.
I used to know the homies used to get their shit.
What color was the rollers, man?
The big blue rollers, man.
That motherfucker was green. I think he came
It wasn't pink.
Mitchie Slick.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, it probably came with Mitchie then.
Yeah, he came with Mitchie. He had some green rollers in his hair. He was kind of swole. He was just standing up.
Yeah, that's their neighborhood colors, green.
See? But, yeah, man, it was a different time, man. So when
it definitely was a different time, man.
I tell people all the time, man, when I was so influenced, I'm personally, I know music has a super powerful influence on people because when I was a youngster, I was a big Curtis Mayfield fan. Curtis Mayfield did all that Black Revolutionary music.
I love Curtis Mayfield.
Okay? Mm-hmm. But when he did Superfly, that shit changed my life forever. I wanted to be a junior pimp, baby. I wanted to join the Junior Pimp Academy. Because I wouldn't got my shit, I got my shit pressed and curled. I got me a maxi coat. I even had some baking soda, sniffing that shit in front of my cousin. My cousin kicked my ass behind that shit. Nigga, what the fuck is you doing? I got trying to be cool and shit. Nigga, I'm sipping baking soda.
Niggas was on that powder back in the day.
Yeah.
Powder was like some baller shit.
Nigga, no, I ain't gonna tell on myself. But yeah, you had some powder back then.
Yeah, you was a baller. Yeah.
Okay? Trust me, I was a baller.
Yeah.
Okay? Trust me, I was a baller.
I just said what I'll tell you today, nigga. Back in the day, niggas who had that pure powder, nigga, niggas was some ballers, nigga.
Check this out, though, man. I remember a reason why I even wanted to try this shit, because they was pumping it on the news like it was some brand new shit, man. Mm-hmm. Because it would tell you, the new party drug of the 80s.
Yeah.
Cocaine. It's all over clubs in New York and in Chicago. And, motherfucker get to party and that shit hit L.A. I'm like, give me some of that shit. Okay, give me some of that shit twice.
How that powder make a nigga feel?
Like you can kick everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Like you can fuck a motherfucker up.
I was always scared of that cocaine.
But you gotta be scared. You gotta watch that shit.
I was scared of that cocaine.
You ain't ever took your bump still?
Hell no. I ain't I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Go ahead.
As a nigga coming up in the crack era.
Yes.
In the crack era, I saw what that shit destroyed my neighborhood, dog. I'm talking about niggas. You know how you look up to certain niggas? Mm-hmm. The niggas that had the fly deuce and quarters and all that shit, they had the fly rides. I saw niggas go from having them fly rides and the pretty girls, dog, to where they was walking. It was like a process. Now they walking. They still clean a little bit, right? They still going to work. But then they just hobos, my nigga. They just walking down the street looking like bums. I was scared of that shit.
Having the experience of either having friends or family members going through that shit it terrified me to where I didn't want to do nothing. I used to think like, nigga, I didn't even want to smoke weed for a long time, but that didn't last for too long.
You know what? Cocaine was introduced to the hood first. See, cocaine, you gotta understand. Cocaine, real cocaine, was a gentleman's drug. It wasn't something that you saw youngsters fucking with, man. Before crack came out, a kilo of cocaine was 30 grand, man. If the cats that sold cocaine would not be that kid nowhere in the room with that shit. No, man, that was a whole different thing back then. It was like the old dudes did that shit after hours to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
To fuck with the young girls. And if you had some of that shit, you was considered a motherfucking baller. It's like nigga having Cristal back in the 80s.
Right.
Yeah, Cristal, nigga, you was a baller. You give a nigga a bump. Nigga, shit, this nigga, you was what, it just was a status symbol, man. Only problem on the was you couldn't put that shit in your socket. That shit melt like water.
Hell no, that shit, man. I was always scared of that shit. Then when I saw the one dude, Liam Byes, died, the basketball player, died the way he did, I was like, man, what the fuck? I wasn't fucking with that shit.
But that's what made a lot of niggas, including me, stop fucking with that shit.
But I'll tell you one time, and that's when I stopped smoking after niggas. Because I didn't start smoking weed, like I always tell you, really smoking until I was like in my late 40s, my nigga. And that was only because of my joint problems and shit, right? You know, got them football knees and shit like that, dog. I'm going to tell you, dog, I got a cousin back at the crib. That nigga do every motherfucking thing. He's one of them functional niggas. Do anything, and he might go up off of it for a year, right? This nigga, man, one time told me, nigga, hit the joint. And I hit the joint, man. I was on my way home. I just took one little puff. I didn't even know how to smoke weed back then, right? I was on the way home. My face just froze up, man. My whole face was froze up, and I was up all fucking night.
This nigga still a goddamn fool.
All motherfucking night. I was riding home, and my face just got numb. I didn't get high. I didn't.
Was you
high.
touching your face like this?
Yeah, I was like this, like, what the fuck is going on, man? I said, man,
what's wrong with this nigga?
My shit just felt numb in the motherfucker. But I ain't never took no bump or no shit, my nigga. I was always scared of that shit. I'm scared of cocaine. I'm scared of heroin. I don't know these niggas that's on them pills now, my nigga. They gotta be fearing for their life, my nigga. They putting fentanyl. I heard they putting fentanyl in weed now.
I wouldn't touch that shit. I wouldn't touch that shit if you paid me.
So Lonzo, coming from where you came from, and seeing what you seen, what's your take on music today?
You know what, man? It's I think in some cases people don't appreciate the art because it's so easy to do now. The bar is dropped on the ground.
Yeah, because I come from some of that time of, you know, studio and 2-track tape and all. Yeah.
And they'll buy some tape and shit.
It's so simple to go in your kitchen right now and put in a program and.
You know, it's like giving somebody some money too young. They don't appreciate the fucking money. You think it's gonna last forever. You know, when I got my first big ass bag, I thought I was gonna be rich forever, man. Mm-hmm. And music makes you think the same thing. You got celebrity. You on the internet. You blowing up in your hood. Blah blah blah. And you think, and you young. You think this is easy. But at some point, that shit gonna flip. And what you doing today ain't gonna be shit tomorrow.
Yeah, that's some real shit, man.
And not a lot of artists don't take heed to that today. You see a lot of the flossiness and, like you said, the money and, you know, niggas is, you know, even in our time, we did what a lot of niggas is doing right now. Right. We traveled. We were on planes and trains, automobiles, the expensive of this and homes and parties and women and all that shit. And like you said, eventually you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be 50 plus. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. And niggas not going to want to listen to your music no more. And, you know, you're going to have to find other ways of income and to stay relevant or just to pay a motherfucking bill, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how artists today think of like this shit is gonna last forever.
Nah, dude, this shit at some point in time, that limelight gonna come off your ass.
And believe me, you better be thinking of a plan now while you got it. That's one thing I learned about just being in the business, man, is that don't nothing last forever. You got to take it while you got it, while it's cracking, and kind of start pivoting towards some other shit. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think of all the shit. I think what people take for granted more than anything is their motherfucking health.
Oh, definitely.
All the shit, all that money don't mean a motherfucking thing, nigga. I ain't got no details on Jamie Foxx, but whatever it is, he came by his way out of it. Okay.
Exactly.
No disrespect to the brother at all.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect by no means. So all the money, all whatever you got, when you lose your motherfucking health, nigga. It's a whole nother world out there. I had prostate cancer. Okay? I'm a prostate cancer survivor.
Man.
So
thank God.
Yes,
I tell
indeed.
all my youngsters, all my young homies coming up behind me, nigga, go get that check, man.
I just got mine,
and here's the cold part about it is, don't let nobody clown you. It ain't about these fingers no more. They can check, check your prostate.
I've been there.
They can check your prostate with just a blood test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But don't be afraid to go get your prostate checked, because when you get symptoms, by the time you get symptoms, nigga, it's too late. Nigga, start making arrangements. It's talking about a quiet killer. It's a quiet killer.
That and high blood pressure, dog. I'm gonna tell you, them little pills, dog, that make your head hurt. Take them motherfuckers. I got a whole bunch of homies that don't take their medicine, dog.
Yeah, I take my shit every day.
I take mine every day too.
Every day, I take one pill a day.
But like you said, motherfuckers don't value that shit. You take a motherfucking 25, 30 right now,
Dude.
drinking every day, partying, eating whatever they eat, you know. A lot of niggas though, I would be surprised if you ask a lot of motherfuckers if they even have any kind of health care. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of health insurance. You get me? Nigga, you got a $300,000 car, nigga. What kind of health insurance you got?
Nigga,
you paying for some Blue Cross or some shit? I bet you not.
That shit ain't never heard that shit no lyrics, man.
No, niggas ain't paying for it. A nigga go buy him $100,000 Cuban right now, and I bet you can ask him, well, nigga, how much you paying every month on your health insurance? Nigga be like, huh? Like,
if a nigga was smart, he at least get him a girl with a job who got health insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna tell you what most of these niggas need to do, dog. I'm gonna tell you, I heard the little nigga from Mobb Deep, Prodigy, because you know he had the what's the one disease he had, sickle cell.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard he had that written in his recording contract that they would pay for health insurance for him.
No shit.
That
would be smart for any major artist, you get me, who has ties to one of the big labels. Oh, motherfucker, you finna put me on your health plan.
I tell you, them people that's in that office that work there, they got health insurance. You technically on the.
I mean, yeah, if you're a regular employee.
Here's something that we're working on right now. Excuse me, Curtis Blow, myself, Karis One, we trying to get rappers accepted into the union, man.
They should. They should
have been done it.
Because I'm in the SAG right after. You know, because I done a few movies and commercials and shit. Niggas don't.
I know, nigga. You big time, nigga.
No,
I don't know what you paying for.
You get insurance through that.
Right.
When you work so many hours, and a lot of these people have more than worked enough hours, dog, to where they can get it. It at the very least will make your health insurance a lot cheaper.
Yes.
Fortunately, man, I got a wife that's in education, dog, so my insurance is bombed the motherfucker, so I never had to worry about that, right? And I remember my wife told me that when I first started making money, the first thing you want to do when you start making money, like, I don't need you going to work. You want to go teach the kindergartners, and, you know, you ain't got to do that no more. Well, how we going to take care of your insurance?
Yeah,
do this,
got them good benefits.
You got this, you got asthma, you got high blood pressure, you got all this. We need that. I said, you know what, you're right. Yeah, go on and stay at that motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I had a buddy of mine, he kept a part-time job at FedEx just for the health insurance.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart.
FedEx will still pay you your health insurance with a part-time job.
Yeah. Motherfucker give you a $250,000 contract, but they don't want to give you that health insurance. You know what I'm saying? Let your motherfucking ass die off, so we got your motherfucking residuals in your music and all that for decades.
As a grown-ass man and an OG in this game, that's my responsibility to tell people put them up on the game about the real shit. Fuck the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the real shit, man.
All you niggas out there right now, even you females too, y'all making all this money, you know, get you some good health insurance, man.
Get you some life insurance in case you check out.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do a car wash right there. Bury your ass.
That's the biggest thing. I know we was talking about that earlier, and I ain't going to get in these brothers' business, but the brother Gunplay, I guess, had a GoFundMe up for his daughter that was in a situation, and the fans was mad because he saw him give Rick Ross a chain. And that's the thing. Fans don't know the entertainment business. Gunplay probably got that chain. It was probably a deal. Somebody gave him some stuff. Hey, if you get Ross to go on Instagram with this motherfucker and say my name, I'll let you have a chain. He probably didn't have to pay for that chain, but we see situations to where brothers got to do GoFundMes when they die and stuff.
Barbecues,
don't do that
fries.
to your family.
Right.
Life insurance, $100,000 life insurance policy will cost you maybe $10, $15 a month, if that. Go get your life insurance.
Definitely.
Go get your life insurance. If you smoke cigarettes, put them cigarettes down now while you young. Go get
you on that lean, you sipping, you just living life there. Because right now, man, being in this rap game is just dangerous, period. You feel me? So get you some life insurance, man. You never know. You put out a record today and be shot tomorrow. Yeah. You get me? That's just how it worked today.
You know something? I'm going to say this. I'm gonna drop some shit on y'all, man. That's going to be fucked up. And people going to hate me for this shit, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do you know one of the biggest byproducts of this gangster rap shit?
What's that?
Organ harvesting. You know what organ harvesting is?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Organ harvesting, when your ass die, They start taking your body parts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Breaking your ass down like a '57 Chevy at pick apart, and start selling your heart, and your spleen, and your eyeballs, and all kind of shit, man. So when you have this, when you got young, healthy people dying at an early age, their body parts become valuable to some other people.
Oh yeah, they can
Kidneys,
take your kidneys,
all that shit,
eyes,
valuable.
hearts, all that shit, man.
All that shit gets recycled, man. Your ass get broke down
I'm
and
gonna
get
tell you the scary
recycled.
part about that. Your family members don't gotta know, because once they get a hold of your ass after the funeral and shit, they could take your body.
That shit
somewhere,
been gone
dog,
before they hit your funeral.
and break your shit down.
Oh,
Because if you in the
definitely.
casket, your family don't know if your kidney is
Nigga,
gone
they
or
don't
whatever,
know.
and they could put some plastic eyes in your head, dog. Your eyes is closed.
So all I'm saying is, as brothers out in these streets, making it this civil war we got going on, think about, man. Just think about that shit. That's all, dude. My nonprofit is called Hood Peace, man. I'm trying to put some peace in Compton, Doc.
Yeah, we need it, man. We've been trying for years, man. It's just, it's just unfortunate.
Do you realize how many youngsters grew up ain't never seen peace in the hood? I seen peace in the hood before, man. I'm old enough to be able to walk. Remember, I could walk through Compton and not get jacked, man. Walk from St. Albert's to Camp Under Park. There used to be a dairy right there in the corner. Go to Camp Under Park, hang the fuck out for a minute, and walk my ass down Michel'le, bust left on 135th, take my ass, hop the Fist of Vanguard, and go home.
I could probably do that up until I was probably about 9 years old in Compton. After that, 10, 11, 12, you started getting sweated at the bus stops, going to school. Niggas started jacking you for your starter jackets and all that type of shit. So, I mean, there was a time when I grew up as a kid in Compton to where it probably was gangs like a motherfucker, but I didn't notice. I rode my bike up and down the street, or played with my cousins on the weekend, or I didn't notice. I never noticed, like, damn, they gang banging over here. Niggas over here wearing blue and the niggas over there wearing. I didn't notice that until I got probably about 10, 11, 12 and going to school one day, and niggas pulled up on us at the bus stop and like, nigga, where y'all from? And I'm looking like, what the fuck? What do you mean where we from? And nigga, you know where you at and why you got that blue jacket on and whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's when I first noticed, these niggas gang banging out here, huh?
But check this out, though. I fuck with Compton College a lot, right? If somebody wants to get their shit together and get educated, Compton College got so many goddamn programs, free books, free food, free transportation, all kind of shit. They do everything but wake your ass up and brush your motherfucking teeth.
That's the thing, man. There's a lot of ways out here, man, for brothers to better their circumstances.
Exactly.
But here's the problem. So many cats, either if they ain't got no car, afraid to get on the bus stop because they got to go through too many different hoods. So your education is being stifled by us not being able to get along with each other. Give a nigga a pass to go to school at least, man.
Yeah, it's got to be a truly motherfucker who's really about being educated, because shit, niggas look down at you for getting on the fucking bus.
Come on, man.
You get me? Nigga, you on the bus. Oh, you broke ass motherfucker.
Yep.
You riding the
broke.
bus,
I'm trying to get
motherfucker. You get me? Niggas look down on you for trying to create that effort. You get me? Like, you should be proud of a nigga. Nigga, I'm getting on the bus every day, trying to go to school and better myself.
Yep.
You got niggas as soon as you get off the bus. You broke ass nigga, you ride the bus, motherfucker. Like I used to tell niggas here, you go to New York, you get in the cab. That's the thing to do.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Your broke ass in the cab?
Yeah.
You ride cabs around, nigga? Oh, y'all broke as a motherfucker. Nigga felt like some kind of way.
With a cab, you ain't broke.
For calling the cab and shit.
You fuck with a cab, you gotta have some money these days.
I remember back in the day, my mom called us a cab. You used to be like, what you calling us a cab for? Like, that's a symbol of being broke like a motherfucker.
Now niggas is hopping in Ubers and shit, though. It's
Yeah.
hopping in the Uber.
Hey, what can I tell you, man? I had to drop that on some folks, man, just on the strength.
It's the environment and like the people you around, and it's just what people expect and what people think of a motherfucker. Instead of trying to congratulate a nigga for putting in that effort to change itself, we come from an era where niggas look down on you for being a hood nigga for wanting to better itself. You feel me?
Yeah.
We all come from that era.
As an OG, as a triple OG, I would like to see motherfuckers be more proud of having more cats walking the stage than walking the yard.
Definitely.
That's just a dream of mine as a triple OG, non-affiliated motherfucker, to have more niggas walking across the stage at Compton High, Dominguez College, or whatever the case may be, than walking the yards of a penitentiary.
Lonzo, as a cat that come from out of town, man, that kind of hit in California at his peak of gangbanging.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say at his peak. I came out to California in '88.
Where you from again?
Cleveland.
Okay.
Cleveland, Ohio. I came out here in 1988. Had plenty of invitations, man, to join gangs, man. My homeboy Fonby was trying to jump me in every other day, But the one thing I noticed, man, I said, man, that shit seemed like a no-win situation. I'm not fucking with that because I would notice when I would be wanting to go certain places, like, hey, man, let's go to this mall. I heard it's a mall. I'm from out of town. I want to go there. Oh, we can't go there. I said, damn, so y'all segregate yourself?
Right.
I said, I don't want to be involved. And plus, I started meeting different cats from different neighborhoods and realized, well, man, if I fuck with them, I might not be able to fuck with the homies like I used to, where I can't go over there. It was just seemed like it limited your opportunities too much. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely correct, Doc. It does limit your opportunities.
And the one thing I couldn't understand is like I said, man, okay, y'all supposed to be from the same place, but it seemed like this nigga more scandalous. The nigga that's from your neighborhood is more scandalous than the nigga that's your so-called enemy.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So it was just a no-win situation for me.
Yeah, but we didn't see it like that, though, which was unfortunate. We thought it was everything. We thought gangbanging and dope selling and claiming the hood was everything.
Who got the sack nowadays?
Shit, I couldn't even tell you, man. I couldn't even tell you.
I got a question for you. Who you think made the most money in the dope era?
Shoot, according to Snowfall, it was the federal government.
Yeah, not the nigga, not us.
Nah, the Koreans.
Yeah.
Koreans came into our community during the dope era and took over everything black. You can't buy a pair of tennis shoes, a bottle of Hennessy, a piece of chicken without giving it to somebody that don't look like
you know what? I'm going to tell you this, though. I used to talk to the old black dude that owned the liquor store, Jay's Liquor, over on Western.
Okay.
He dead now, I believe. But he told me, he said, man, at one time, all these liquor stores
were
black-owned.
All of them. After the 65 riots, all the Jewish community moved out of the hood. Black folks bought all them businesses. And when the crack came in, everybody ran out of here. Then the Koreans took over. I ain't mad at them, but I'm just saying that's how the economics changed in the hood, and the swap meets came in the '80s also.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't seen the brother in the swap meet doing nothing, but maybe helping somebody from time to time. You had one brother in the bottom of the swap meet, the bottom of the Long Beach, Compton swap meet, at the bottom doing T-shirts and airbrushing.
Airbrushing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else was non-black, and brothers would sell dope, run from the police, and kill each other all night and all day to go to the Slauson swap meet to buy them jeans, some tennis shoes, them speakers and amps, whatever the case may be.
And them thin-ass links.
Thin-ass motherfucking
thin-ass Cubans.
With the Turkish, nigga.
Yeah,
Get you a
Turkish.
Whatever you
get Turkish. And a fake,
whatever you wanted
and a
for your
fake
hood
Gucci
kit, they
belt,
made sure
nigga.
you had it.
Get you a fake Gucci.
Was $75 back then.
Nigga
I bought me one of them and thought I was the shit.
Nigga.
Thought I was the shit.
Nigga with the hood on the belt buckle, nigga. I put my hood on there with the little belt buckles with the letters, nigga, and with the Turkish earring, nigga, with the rope, nigga, and the bracelet, with the fake Gucci wallet, nigga. They're looking hard like a motherfucker.
Who you get the money to, though? You get the money to me?
Looking hard like a motherfucker. And my motherfucking Gap cord with my corduroys, nigga, my T-shirt with my fake ass Gucci belt on, nigga, looking hard, nigga.
Man, that's all I wanted, man, was some Lecoq shoes.
Niggas was crazy as a motherfucker.
Nigga, a link.
Like you said, nigga go selling dope all
night,
getting blasted on, running from 5-0, and then go, like he said, nigga, take his money right up to the swap meet, nigga. Give me some motherfucker.
They had to shoot nobody. They had
give me some
nobody.
motherfucker.
Not your dirty money just got clean thanks to them, but you can't benefit from it.
No,
I ain't mad at them. I'm just saying.
they like give it here,
It's
nigga.
observation, baby. That's all.
Hey,
Ain't
what you got?
no hateration, just
What you got?
observation.
About $500 worth of crack money right there. They like give it right here, nigga. Take these
Take it
goods.
all.
Take these goods, nigga. I'm getting.
Speaking of the crack era, did you fuck with Snowfall in it?
Every fucking episode.
How accurate was that to you?
Nah. You know, it had its point. It had its times when it was accurate, like Homegirl being turned out and cleaning up. I've seen that happen many a time. She was out there knocking off everything. Then all of a sudden she get cleaned up. I remember a lot of the cats from the neighborhood would blow up, and they start smoking their own shit and fall right the fuck back down. I remember the fucking that shit was based on Nickerson Gardens, and that motherfucker always been on fire. Okay, that motherfucker always been on fire. One or two Rick Ross. I mean, an actual Freeway Rick character. I know Freeway, and he was the most laid back guy, like Franklin to a certain degree. I didn't know him at that time when he was balling out of control. I heard his name, but I think a few things they left out. Like reason why they called him Freeway was because he had a big ass apartment by the freeway, and right by the fucking 110. He turned the whole apartment building into his goddamn spot, and he was a tennis player. He wasn't even even in his documentary. The feds say they saw the guy almost every day walking past with tennis rackets, didn't pay him no attention. He didn't look like a dope dealer. Okay, the feds being involved in that shit's documented. The guy who told on the feds how he died, shot himself, committed suicide by shooting himself in the head 2 times, documented.
Yeah,
okay?
the news reporter.
Yeah.
They said this motherfucker committed suicide but shot himself in the head twice. Usually you shoot yourself in the head, my nigga.
It's over with. That nigga said that nigga did one of these.
I missed. God damn it, do it again.
It didn't work. Oh, fuck it. Click, click, wow, one more.
Well, and even if you happen to survive that first shot, you gonna be in such motherfucking disarray.
Come on, man.
You gonna be up in that motherfucker like this.
That nigga said that nigga woke up and was like, oh, it didn't work.
Missed. God damn it, I gotta do it again.
Wow.
So, I mean, some shit, you know, when you know the real story, when you remember living that shit the first time, you can see some of the similarities. But of course, in any movie project, just like Straight Outta Compton,
they go always embellish.
they call that embellishment, or they call it creative license.
Right.
As long as they don't change the story too much. If they like Straight Outta Compton, if they made me gay or something like that, that wasn't gonna fly. But they can make me out to be an asshole, because I can't be an asshole.
Right.
You would have made some money for sure, because you could have sued the shit out
their
there.
ass.
Because see, one thing that people don't know about that's what I tell people with these podcasts, y'all better be careful, because you can sue the shit out of a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. If a motherfucker go in there lying about you, dog, because this a couple of niggas, my attorney don't hit me like, man, you want to go out? I'm like, I ain't tripping like that, but.
Let's get them. Shit, I need some money.
Yeah, I thought y'all
have money.
Let's get them.
Some of these motherfuckers ain't worth suing because you ain't gonna get shit. You gonna spend.
How you gonna get exercise of your attorney?
Go put a lien on their shit. You know what I mean? It's just too much, man. Well, you know, Lonzo, we done been up here for a minute, man. Where can the people go find you at, dog?
They can find me tonight in a few minutes, probably, if we don't get back in time, on NWA Stories with Lonzo. Now, I got a new thing I'm doing now. If you want to be on my personal contact list, text me at 424-363-8141. In the message, put Lonzo, and you got me locked in.
Now, you on that new technology shit, huh?
Text Lonzo, and you got me locked in, baby.
That's cracking.
Yes, sir. My website, LonzoWilliams.com. My man Dusty over the corner with me, rolling with me right now. Dusty Vision. He on YouTube too, Dusty Vision, yes. And also my other podcast, my boy Dr. Dre from Yo MTV Raps, Legendary Connects every Friday.
Okay, that's cracking. Yeah.
You know what? I don't. That's pretty dope. I don't saw that shit before.
Yeah, that's cracking. Yeah.
And we got the East Coast connection, East Coast, West Coast, old school connection. So we talk about all kind of shit from different perspectives based on today, and also the West Coast, East Coast perspective. And we both got different ways of looking at shit. You know, when we looking at in February, sunshine and shit, that nigga, he in 6 feet of snow. So shit that he see, what we see is 2 different worlds.
Yeah, for real, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show, dog.
Definitely.
Definitely go ahead you back again, man.
glad to be able to come out and hang out with y'all for today, man.
Yeah.
For sure, man. And thanks y'all, the fans, for tuning in, man, to another episode of Gangster Chronicles podcast, man. Make sure y'all leave a comment, man. You know, if you're on the Apple Podcast, man, leave a comment and rating, man. Go on and hit us up with that 5 stars, man, or whatever you want to. 3 stars, 2 stars, whatever on your mind.
Fuck it, give us 1 star. Shit. If that's what you choose.
Just do it, and we gone.
Peace.
Yeah.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.